Dream training, okay? Because we train and we train hard so that when it's time to actually trade, we know what the hell we're doing.
You have now stumbled into AmericanDreamTrading.com, where we trade shares and options. I will show you about swing trading, long-term trading, dividend stocks, high-yield income stocks, covered calls, cash secure puts, diagonal and credit spreads, debit spreads. I will teach you everything there is to know about the entire market. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I can't believe I get paid to help all of you get paid. This is such a wild thing.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to American Dream Trading's The Aftermarket live chat and watch party. What is going on, guys? This has been a lounge that has been created by traders for traders to basically just kick back, relax, and enjoy each other's company and talk about our day trading in the stock market and continue to learn from each other. And we learn from strategies based on the teachings of our coach and mentor and trainer, Coach Chad W. Christian, who is a 30-year stock market veteran, okay? So he is an amazing trainer. He has created this awesome group that we are all a part of, and we like to come here on his YouTube channel and just kind of hang out and talk about our day in the market, the good, the bad, and the ugly. So with that being said, there are 3 links in the description of the video. The first one is click here to join the panel. That's if you want to come up on the panel, tell us about your day. If you made money, great, fantastic, tell us how you did it. If you lost money, not so fantastic, but tell us how you did it, because that way maybe we can, you know, with our tutelage, put our heads together, talk about coach's strategies and figure out how it happened, and maybe we can help you avoid that mistake again. All right, so welcome to the aftermarket. I see we got some people down there. I figured I'd give it a few minutes and letting some people file in. Murmur, thank you, baby girl. I appreciate you. Murmur has the, or Miranda has the American Dream Trading link, which is the second link in the description of this video to all of you on the replay game. She has it posted in the live chat. It is pinned to the top. If you are not a member of American Dream Trading, please click that link right away and get over there and join up. Get into the VIP membership. It is the absolute best membership, and it is all inclusive. It includes every service that Coach has to offer. So we'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. But thank you, Miranda, for being here. Appreciate you so much. Scott Bennett, welcome. Welcome. What's going on, Bubbles? How you doing, sweetheart? Freddie Gonzalez, how are you? Arlo, what's happening, girl? How you doing, sis? Future Trader, how you doing? Future Trader has also been a guest on the panel along with Bubbles from time to time. What do we got here? Rossi G. I like the name. Rossi G, what's up? Or Rosie, could say Rosie G, you know? Is that Rosie? God, I'm so blind. Rossi G. All right. Welcome. Timo, what's happening, brother? What is going on? Listen, you may have heard the original phrase, America runs on DD, Dunkin' Donuts. I get it. But in American Dream Trading, we twisted that a little bit because we have Diesel Dan. American Dream Trading runs on Diesel Dan. What's up, Diesel? How you doing, baby? Diaz, haven't seen you in a minute. Welcome. All right. All right, we got a few people in there. That's all we need. All right, guys, don't forget to smash the like button, okay? Share the content, subscribe, okay? If you are not subscribed, if you've forgotten to subscribe, hey, I'm in there every day and I just realized I've never subscribed. Make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Let's get some more people over here. Let's get people signed up with American Dream Trading so this group can continue to grow. Right now, we are on the route to 10K, and we have broken 9K, guys. Woo! We have broken the 9,000 mark. We were inching up and inching up and inching up and came within a few of it so many days in a row, and now we have finally hit it. And now we've only got 989 subscribers to go. I think I remember us being somewhere around the 2,000 mark when we first started this. He was already right around 8,000. So in a few months, that's not bad. That's not bad with us focusing on it and pushing it and trying to get people in here and hitting that subscribe. So thank you guys Thank you for putting it out there. Thank you for sharing it, because that's the only way that number has been able to grow. So we appreciate you doing that, and we are counting it down. Notice I switched the thumbnail up a little bit. We got a countdown on there now. Only 989 to go, and we can get Coach to 10,000 subscribers before the end of the year. That's the goal, and I'm sure we're going to hit that. Let's see here. Okay, so don't forget, with the VIP membership, you get a few things. Okay, you get a few perks. You get, first and foremost, Coach, a very intimate one-on-one type style masterclass session every morning before the bell. We're in there with Coach at 8:15 in the morning, all the way up until the bell and then beyond. Okay, he stays with us till about 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning, and then he is off running the back end of the business for the rest of the day. But yeah, we get a very, very up close and personal coaching session with him where he shares his screen on a Zoom call, and we go through trades. And a lot of times we are making money before most people wake up with the pre-market setup that he has going on. He's got hot stock picks, which is one of the things that are included in the VIP membership. Every morning we are trading stocks before the world wakes up, and we're in the VIP making money. Workshop classes. Yesterday we had an amazing workshop class with David Yanis. He taught us how to use the trading view indicators, which is another perk for being in the VIP. But you get monthly workshop classes where we'll pick a subject that everybody has questions on and we're trained on, and we get to, sit in there for an hour and get trained up on some really good stuff. And yesterday, David went over the trading view indicators, which is perk number 3 that you get with the VIP membership. They are indicators that you can install if you have a trading view account that will basically make the trade for you, damn near tell you exactly, hey, get in now or get out now. So they make trading really easy and take a lot of the guesswork out of it for you. Workshop classes. I got trading view indicators. We got hot stock picks. Yeah, that I'm telling you, man. And not to mention the Zoom call. Okay, the Zoom call. You get to be in the Zoom call all day long with the moderator, so that once Coach leaves, you still, if you have questions, if you're in trades, we can help you through that. So it's an amazing group. I'm so blessed to be a part of it. I'm so blessed to have Coach as a friend and mentor. Thank you, Coach. Love you, brother. And thank you for letting us have your channel in the evenings to just kind of kick back, relax. Because trading is stressful. Trading can be stressful if you allow it to be. All right. And that's something that I kind of want to talk about tonight and begin to address on a regular basis, which is trading psychology, the mentality of trading. I was talking to my wife earlier, and I'm like, you know what? That's my wheelhouse. I used to do something called the Midday Meltdown on my YouTube channel every day at 12 o'clock. And there were a lot of people that were fans of that show, that really got a lot out of that. So I said, I'm big on PTSD because I'm a cancer survivor, and addressing fears. Of course, everything kind of starts as an innate fear of death that we all have, and everything kind of branches off of that. But that's where a lot of fears come from, and our minds tend to want to gravitate towards things that we're fearful of. It will create fears in your mind, and as traders, we deal with that on a daily basis. I mean, and I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about hourly, minute by minute. We are dealing with fear every day, fear of loss, fear of failure. Okay. And that's not something, and it'll spill over into your regular life. But if you can master trading by mastering your emotions and mastering your mental thought process while you're in a trade, and most importantly, before you even get in that trade, that will be a skill that you will not only carry over throughout the trading day, but into your life. So you can learn how to trade emotionless. You almost have to become a bot. We joke about that, but that's literally how you have to become, because you have to realize something. The market does not care about you. It doesn't care whether you think it should go one way or the other. The market just is what it is, and it is always right. You are the only one who is wrong. And I was corrected by somebody in here who was saying that before, but no, I'm not. I'm right. You're wrong. The market's always right. Okay, whether wrong is the right word or not. Mark Douglas thought it was the right word to use, so I'm going to use it too. If you think that you know better than what the market is giving you in that moment, and you want to do something else that the market is not telling you is actually happening, then yes, you are wrong and you will lose money and you will continue to lose money. So I have made it my goal to help you guys. Even if I'm not the best trader, I'm going to get your minds right. Okay. So I can definitely help you with that. And guess who else I'm going to help in the process? Okay. So let's help each other with it. Let's help each other with it. We're going to focus on trading psychology and mentality, period. Because, you know, a lot of people are in our group that have issues. You know, I'm one of them. And just talking things out, you know, Ted mentioned something the other day. We've become almost even a support group of sorts. That's one of the beautiful things about our group. It's not just a trading group. We've become a real family. And we have helped a lot of people in this group, me included, out of some really rough spots. And that's something that families do. So right off the top there, you got a good reason to get your minds right, because you got a whole family that's pulling for you. You know, me included. I love each and every one of you. I don't know, I've never met you, and most of you are sight unseen, but that doesn't matter because we're all part of the same family. You know what I mean? And it's led by Coach, and we all love and care about Coach, and we know he loves and cares about all of us. And it helps us get through. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start focusing on that more in the group. But right now, let's go ahead and get into what we normally do at this time, which is Coach's Rules. It helps us to not only make money, but protect the money that we do make. So without further ado, let's get it started. Okay, so first and foremost, before we even get into Coach's Rules, you know what we talk about. Real money. Don't use real money. Okay, if you are going to start trading, if you haven't started yet, don't use real money. Paper trade. Use a simulator. That way, if you experience losses, you're not actually losing your real money. Rule number one, don't lose more than 1 to 3% of your account, even if you're paper trading, because if you get in a bad habit of losing money in paper trading, you're going to do the same thing when you go switch over to live trading. So get it in your habit, get it in your psyche, get it in your habitual behavior to not lose more than 1 to 3% of your account on any given day, total account. Okay. So make sure you're taking heed to that rule. Rule number two, don't have more than 2 red trading days in a row. All right. If this is you, please don't be this guy. All right. Don't have more than 2 red trading days in a row before you take a timeout. Stop trading and start training. Okay. Stop trading and start training. That is what you need to do when you guys are finding that you're having several red days in a row. Okay. You don't want that happening, right? Trade more, train more, trade less. Coach says that all the time. Trade more. I'm confused. Train more and trade less. And it makes absolute sense. If you don't know what you're doing, it makes no sense for you to be in trades. That's all part of the mentality of it. It helps you to be, when you're more prepared, to trade better, to trade more at ease. You know, so make sure you're trading more and trading less, especially if you're having red days. Rule number 3, if you are not a master trader, don't try scalping. Scalping's for the big dogs. You know what I mean? Scalping's for the big dogs like Coach and these guys who do this on a regular basis. All right. If you feel confident enough where you know how to get in and out of a trade, then by all means, go ahead and scalp. But other than that, you should be using Coach's customized 2-minute EWO strategy. There are tons of videos on it over there in the Discord and on YouTube that teach you how to use that strategy. That is for beginning people who have not traded before and seasoned vets who choose not to scalp. It teaches you how to get in a perfect entry and hold on to a winner. and stop out a loser. So yeah, if you're not a master scalper, not a master trader, you should be using a 2-minute EWO. Rule number 4, no more than 1 to 5 trades a day. Why? Because if you do that, you're going to end up over trading. And when you over trade, you guys have heard me say it 100 times, when you over trade, you end up losing, because all trades are risky. At some point you're going to lose, and you're going to revenge trade. You know it, I know it, we all do it. Okay? So instead of revenge trading, how about just trade less? Don't do more than 1 to 5 trades, because you don't want to be trading against the market, because what did we just say? The market's always right? So don't trade against the market, trade in harmony with it. Rule number 5, position size. Make sure that you are trading with a smaller position size, because smaller position sizes offer greater reward with less risk. All right. How many times have you gone into a trade and you were sweating and your hands were shaking because you're in too heavy? That's all that's telling you. If your heart's racing, it's because you're in too heavy. And some people have an issue with trading even $10. Their hands get sweaty. You shouldn't be trading. You should be paper trading. If trading is scaring you that much, you shouldn't be doing it. Okay? Because you're going to have to trade at some point if you plan on making this a career, and you're going to have to get over your fear. And one way to do that is to focus on the mechanics and the process and not focus on your profit. Okay? So trading smaller position sizes to learn the mechanics and the technique is what you're after, not profit. You're after the process. All right? Rule number 6. If you are not good at options and you are losing your shirt, please stop trading options and move over to shares. Shares moves a lot slower. You don't have the time decay to worry about. You don't have any of the Greeks to worry about, the gamma, none of that. Okay? So trade shares. We've got Nate in here who's a millionaire just from trading shares only. He will not trade options. All right? And it has provided him the wherewithal to be able to buy enough shares that he doesn't need to do. Options are for people who can't buy 100 shares at a time and pay the full price for it. And they can pay the whole price, so he doesn't have to do options. If you really think about it, he doesn't really need to do options. What need would you have for doing options if you have a large enough account size that you can pay for the shares up front to move the needle where you need it to move? So options is a moot point for him, because he doesn't need options to give him that leverage. He already has it. That's the only one up that options has over shares, is it gives you leverage. Well, when you already have a huge account, you don't need leverage. So yeah, don't be afraid to do shares. And he built that with shares. Jimmy had his first million with shares. Last but not least, all trades are risky. So remember, beyond a shadow of a doubt, to make sure that you use your stops. So am I going to be the only one up here today? Somebody come on up here and keep me company. Tell me about your day. Tell me what you did. Did you trade? Did you not trade? Did you choose to sit it out and learn? What happened today? Somebody come on up here and talk to me. But with regards to fear, again, it's so crazy, because when I first started trading, and I would lose money, it caused me to trade with a lot of anxiety. I don't care, even if it was a small position size. And I hear a lot of people in the group throughout the course of the day talk about how they're really afraid to make moves in trading, and they're afraid to get in. I remember when we had Pastor in the group, and Pastor said, he was a struggle bus driver, and he went right before he left. He said, yeah, I choose not to trade right now because I'm afraid of what I might do in the trade. You know what I mean? Fear's a real thing when it comes to trading. But if you can get through your fears and learn how to use position size, use it as a tool. That's why Coach tells us to do small position sizes. It helps you focus on the process. How many of you down there in the chat, show of hands, focus? And I want you to be completely honest with yourself. Okay, you don't even have to be completely honest with me. Be completely honest with yourself, and then give me your answer. How many of you focus strictly on the process and not any of your profit at all? Like, to the point where you cover up your profit and loss, you never look at it. Let me see the hands. I'm going to take a break right here and look. Who focuses solely on just, yeah. See, I mean, I don't. I'm guilty. All right. I am so guilty. It's crazy. So it's so hard to not focus on what you're making, because why are we trading? To make money, right? So, if you are in a situation where you don't know how to block all of that out and just focus on the process of what you're doing and watching the trade, then most likely you're going to end up losing money, and losing a lot of it, because you're focusing on the fear of losing money or not making more money. So it's either fear or greed, like Coach says. So you got to get yourself out of that mindset and keep moving forward and learn the process. Shout out to Gilly85. What's going on? Jamie Calito, I think is how it looks like that's pronounced. Welcome. HR, what's going on? AKA Tiki 1958. How are you? Yeah, thanks, Diesel Dan. Patience for pennies, what's going on? The Man Cox, what's going on? How are you, my brother? Dom, what's going on? Gremlin, hey Dawn. How are you? Hope your day was amazing. My day's amazing because you're here, Dom. Brad, what's going on? Brad James, what's happening? Diaz says, by the way, you're doing an amazing job, Dawn. Thank you for Oh, you're welcome, honey. You're welcome. Joey Crypto, what's up, Joey Crypto? Hopefully you had a good day today. Driving on my way to see them boys. Y'all get on and talk to Dawn. Aw. Sweet baby Ray, what's going on? Damn you, Tesla. Hi, everyone. I think Tesla messed with somebody today. All right, so I got a video all queued up, reviewing EWO trades using entry and exit. All right. Now, the cool thing about EWO is when Coach gets into the EWO, he tells you how to get in. All right. And everybody knows, if you don't know, you got to get in on the second largest candle that's bigger than the one before it. He always says the second candle, but what he really means is the second candle that's larger than the first largest candle that you see in that grouping in the EWO bars. That's the one you get in on. All right. And then the goal is to set your stop immediately for 25 to 40% so that you're covered with enough space so that if it drops on you a little bit, it doesn't stop you out. But at the same time, there is something in place so that if it does start to run, you've got protection there. And again, don't let it go all the way to 25% or 40. God forbid. Okay. Don't let it go all the way to 40%. All right. So you have some type of protection in place. And then, of course, let the runner run. All right. If it's something that's going in one direction and it's moving, even if it has some pullbacks, let it go. Keep your dirty hands off the mouse. Okay. Because that is how a lot of us leave a lot of money on the table. And I say us because I've done it too. Yes, I have had some diamond hands occurrences which worked out for me, but I've also had some diamond hands occurrences where I wasn't paying attention and I let the loser run, so make sure you're not doing that. Get in an EWO that is happening, and when you see that thing is topped out and it starts rolling down the hill, shed. Okay. And hopefully you've got more than one contract so that you can shed. And if you don't, because you can't afford it, then so be it. If you've got one contract, get the hell out of it. All right. When it's at the peak of that height, take your profit. Okay. But we're going to go ahead and watch this video.
Now let's break this down. Let's look at your trade. Let's look at the full 2-minute EWO on Apple. All right. So we can get an idea of what's going on. And I'm going to show you this trade. First set right here. Is it larger? Sure. It's kind of tough. It's been red the whole time, but that's okay. Let's say by some crazy chance you jump in on this, you get in here, you get burned. Now I heard you talking about percentages. 25 to 40% only. And I repeat, everybody knew, only is the entry and only when it makes sense. If you were in a call and this breaks down and you get all these big giant bloody candles and it's already changed color, you don't need to wait 25%. You don't need to wait 6%. It's already telling you, get out, get out, get out, long.
Did we just say that or what? Okay, no, I did not look at this before I talked to you guys either. So you're not waiting the full 25 to 40%. All right, because if you do that, you might even be tempted, and tell me if I'm lying, you might even be tempted to let it go beyond 40%. If you're willing to take 40% off the table, then you're willing to let that thing keep going. Stop those losers out. Get it in your mind. Like, what are you looking for? What are you looking for to happen? It reverse and come back? Listen, if it's going down that road, stop, let go of the wishing and the hopium. You know, let go of the, oh, but it'll come back up. Stop being emotional. It is what it is. This is a losing trade. Get out, period. You know, don't think about FOMO. Well, what if this is a runner? You don't know that. All you know in this moment is you're losing money. See, too many of us focus on other shit instead of actually focusing on what's going on in the actual moment. You are focusing on your hopes and your dreams. It's going to go back up. I know it will. No, what's happening right now? Is it going red or is it green? If it's not green, get out of it. Period. Don't let it drag on. You need to cut that emotion and that hopium off. And that, you know, and yes, it goes against the grain because we're all taught that, hey, don't ever let life get you down. You can always get back up. If you fall down, get back up. See, that's the programming we have, guys. If you listen to Trading in the Zone, it says, listen, trading properly will go against everything that you've been taught in your life. Okay? Because we're not robots. We're taught to dream big. We're taught to don't give up on a loser, right? That's what we're taught. That's why we do it. It's not because we're, don't know what the hell we're doing or we're hard-headed. We are taught that, hey, underdogs can come back and win. I'm one of the biggest Rocky fans there is. All right. So it's a comeback kid. He came back and whipped Apollo's ass. Right. But in the first movie, what happened? He lost. Right. He lost. He put up a good fight. And I'm sure some of us go down swinging, boy. We go down swinging. Oh, shit. 200, 300. I'm still, hey, it's gonna win. 5. Jesus. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Make up your mind tomorrow, if you have the guts to trade on Options Friday, that tomorrow you're not going to let that happen. Make it up in your mind. Write it on a big piece of paper. Today, I will stop out the losers. I will not allow myself to stay in a losing trade. Write that shit in big, bold letters and paste it right on your screen. And follow it. Don't rip it up. No. Damn it. That's it. All right, I know. But this one's going to come back. I know what you said. This one's going to come back. Come on, baby. Come on. damn it, come on. Don't be that. Don't be that. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay? I forgot the video was going. That's how into it I get, though. Don't be that. Okay? I'm tired of being that. I have been that. I'm not doing that anymore. You know what I mean? You got to stop that shit in the process. If your trade is losing, cut it. If somebody was standing there, listen, there's this joke, right? Guy's driving home and he gets pulled over, right? And officer comes in, guy puts the window down. Officer says, "Sir, you ran that stop sign back there." And there may be some of you that know this joke. You ran that stop sign back there. You went like a full 2 feet past it, you know, and you barely stopped. I mean, it's a stop sign, sir. And the guy said, "Well, officer, I mean, I slowed down. I slowed down to like a crawl. I practically stopped," right? Officer started knocking on the guy's head. He just started knocking on his head and he said, "Now, let me ask you a question. You want me to slow down or do you want me to stop?" All right. So stop them. Don't sit there. Oh, it's gonna, it's gonna come back. Okay, yeah, look, see, it's going up now. Great. And then it starts shooting right back down, especially if you don't know your levels. Pullbacks happen. Think about it. Don't get faked out. When a trade is dipping and dipping and dipping and dipping, and it has a pullback, that's called a pullback. You know a difference between a full pullback and a full reversal, right? So if you just see some small candles going back to the upside, or if you're in a call or if you're in a put, you know what I mean, and you see a few small candles going back to the upside, don't think that that's a full reversal, not unless you know, because it's probably just doing some type of retest at that point, if there's a level there, and then it's going to continue down. So get out of a losing trade. Don't be the guy that's getting his head beat in by the cop. Slow down or stop. Get out of there. All right.
Candle, get out. Do you see what I mean?
Yes, we did plan that. No, we didn't plan that. Shout out to Coach. He's only telling us right because he wants to succeed. He wants to be the one that has created a group that actually made money. Okay. So we got to get everybody profitable in here. We got to get everybody focusing on the process because that will automatically bring the profits. Madman Cox says stop. No one can get into the panel. Okay. All right. Well, it's been acting weird lately, how it's been saving. So let me try to do it from here, man. That would explain why nobody's up here. I thought it was my breath. I like onions. What can I do? All right. So let me grab the link here. All right. Thank you for letting me know. Okay, there's the link. For those of you that want to come up and tell us. Another thing that was brought to our attention by Coach today was journaling. And Nate was talking about journaling, right? You've got to journal so that you can record not just what happened in the trade, but you got to record your emotions so that you know how you were feeling at the time. What caused you to make the decisions that you made? If you keep going through trades and not doing that, you will never, ever, ever, ever improve. So you got to start journaling and making sure you record what you were feeling. What's up, Sean? How you doing, bro?
Girl, you would not shut up. You were
What?
going and going and going.
That's the whole purpose of what I was talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm supposed to be doing.
I know. We were like, it was messages to everybody like, somebody tell Dawn we can't get in. And I'm like, Dawn, like, waving red flags and shit. Like, hey, Dawn, Dawn.
I was trying to make some points, man. I was being
You
passionate.
was pointing all right. You was pointing, you was making, you definitely was constructing points. All right. You were right. You are right. You're 110% right.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
You said something else earlier, and this is when I was trying to jump in because you were on point, man.
Hey, Logan.
Oh, he in the back. I got my earbud in. He in the background, man. I try not to disturb the flow, man, because I got the kid in the background.
Right? Oh, you're good.
So I know, but I'm gonna dip in. I just wanted to say, man, you were on point. I can't remember the other comments you made, and that I agreed on. But okay,
well, thank you.
Okay, all right. Logan dangerous. Hey, okay.
What's up, Logan? Man.
Look, how you doing with your share? Just real quick, what I can remember at the moment, before I forget this, how you doing with shares?
I'm actually not trading them yet. I've got to build, my account up a little bit. I actually, that's not true. I have been making a little bit of money. I've been trading a share or two here and there. There's been a couple of runners, and I've gotten in with like 1 or 2 shares. I'm not doing anything on any big scale just yet, but I am trading them just to practice the L2 mechanics and looking at it, and seeing what I'm reading.
I grabbed I got a couple of TSLLs.
Okay.
I got them down like hold on real quick. How much was that with TSLL when I bought it? It was $11.48. I'm like $5 up on that, and it's like, oh God, everything happened at one time. Stop yelling.
Wow, Nate, what's going on, bro?
The whole thing.
Hey, Don.
About shares. What's going on, Big Nate?
What's going on?
The whole thing about shares versus options and things like that. The whole argument is like, this is what you said. This is what you said. And it's funny, Nate is here because you said Nate does not necessarily need to use options because he can buy the shares and do basically the same thing.
He has the leverage that people
right. He already has the leverage, right? And I totally agree with you on that. You know what I'm saying? And when you were saying that he doesn't do shares, that for what? For absolutely for what?
And that's
what that's what I was trying to get in with. You know what I'm saying? Just to maximize. And you know what? Another thing too. Y'all need to give the old man a break too. Y'all be bombarded. Man, I heard I listen in when I'm at work or whatever, and I can't comment or nothing. But I heard a technical question. They hit Nate with a technical question. I'm like, Nate not about to answer that. Nate not about to answer that question. I don't even and about 3 questions that I said he ain't about, and each one of them he's like, you know what? I keep telling y'all. keep this. I keep telling y'all this. This is how I do it. I do 3 things. He laid out the 3 things: volume, float, and news. And he had to say that. He had to say that shit like 9 times. I'm like, man, give the old man a break, man. He like, and he, Nate, how are you? You said 64, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. And I'm like, he's like, and I heard it in your voice, man. You was tired that day because you was like, I'm tired. And then you had 1,000 questions, 1,000 technical questions. I'm like, I was laughing my ass off at work. People at work were looking at me. But look, I love y'all. I'm listening in. Don, yes, you are 100% right. What you were saying. Stick with the shares. Stick with shares. Don't give up on trying to do the options and things like that. Just from what I've learned thus far is this: until it becomes what we want it to be, don't try to make it what we want it to be.
Yes.
Okay. Until it becomes what we want it to be. Keep practicing. Keep listening. Keep doing the things that we're doing. Following all of coach's principles. That's the main thing. Follow the coach's principles. Listen to him every day. Regardless if I can't jump in and comment or whatever, I'm trying my best to listen. There are even some days like I was angry because Fridays I just basically can't even listen. The way things are, I'll wind up losing the earbud trying to listen.
Right.
I'm serious. So, but
it's always a pleasure when you stop through, though, brother. It's always a pleasure.
I appreciate you, man. I love all y'all, man. I'm happy for everybody. Congratulations, Nate. Stick what you're doing, Don. You know what I'm saying? I'm with you on the shares. You do what I'm doing, and I'm doing some shares. I dip and dabble on the option. I got one option. I play one option. And I'm gonna stop playing this stock. I'm serious. This SPXU, I'm gonna stop betting against SPY. Damn it! I guess I'm just doing it at the wrong time or something or whatever.
Right. SPY whip that ass. SPY whip that ass.
It was $7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It was
what?
No, it was $7. It doesn't. I bought a $7 option. It doesn't expire. It expires in December the 15th.
Okay.
$7. So I grabbed it real quick. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sitting on my little couple of Tesla shares. I'm 30 something% on those. I'm just gonna keep it. I'm not. I mean, why sell it? I got 2 shares. Sell it for what?
Yeah, I got some RDHL. I got 2 MINM. You know what I mean? So I got a couple of them sitting over there.
Oh, you got the MINM?
Yeah, they're not meant to hold on. They're not meant to hold on to. But that the minute you sell them, that's when they fly up. And of course, that goes against what I just said. But that's why I got a small position size. So it's not going against what I said. That's why you get small position sizes, because there's no fear. Whatever happens, the most I'm going to lose is like $10, $20. So I don't have big amounts. I got 2 shares of one and like 1 share of another one.
I would like to say this for everyone, though. I saw that stock when it was $2.
Which one?
I saw it when it was $2. Weeble would not let me buy it. Weeble would not let me buy it. I got like $100 and it would not pick it up. I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with Weeble. I went and checked.
Something's wrong there, because normally they only hold you to the 100 share rule when it's under $1.
Exactly. I pop over to Mumu immediate, but I'm not trying to spend I'm trying to be careful with my position sizing. But
is Mumu doing cash accounts yet?
No, they are not.
Okay.
They are not. I'm waiting. They just won an award, man. Benzinga Award, 3rd year in a row. Best platform.
Okay.
I'm
waiting for you to let us know when that happens, because I'm interested in checking them out.
I promise you, when that happens, I bet.
Please let us know.
Yeah, I bet the majority of everyone will flock away from Weeble.
Yeah.
I know they will. I was so angry. I kept putting my order
Don,
in.
I hate to be working you, but every time I get on this live stream, somebody be calling my ass. It's driving me crazy.
It's all good.
Yeah. God, man, that don't make no sense.
It is all good.
Darn, hey, look, we got homework, man. We got homework to do. No homework to do.
Okay.
And Logan, so I'm gonna stick in with you. I ain't doing homework, so hey, what's going on, Ted?
Hey,
All
what's
right.
happening, honey?
Go on, get that
All right.
homework done.
Say it again.
I said, go on, get that homework done. I used to do that.
Yes. I have to. That is very important. He enjoys doing it, so I enjoy doing it with him.
Okay, good.
You know.
That's right. Keep him on that path.
He come. Hey, Dad, here, look. He got a whole packet of stuff they did today. I'm like, you did all this today, and he want to do more now. So, I'm gonna jump off with him. I'm very glad to see y'all. I'm still in listening.
All right.
I'll be around. Hold on to your shares, but stick to your guns. All right.
All right.
Don't let Ralph rattle your cage, man.
Ralph is my boy. Ralph is my boy.
I know. Don't let Ralph rattle your cage.
Yeah, no, he don't rattle my cage like he rattled yours.
Man, oh my God.
I'll never forget that time y'all sound like y'all was ready to come to blows through the computer, man. I was like, what? I had to shut the live down.
Yeah, I remember. I was like, okay. But Ted, Nate, very nice to see you, gentlemen.
All righty.
Wish you guys the best. All right.
You too.
Nice to see you. Yeah, Ralph really took it to deviate girl this morning. That was.
I missed this morning. I was up so early. I missed some things. What? I missed something this morning.
Ralph,
yeah.
Explain.
Yeah, Ralph was kind of on. Ralph was policing the conversation. Like he was on a couple people, JP and Deviate. He, tried to keep them on the straight and narrow this morning because really, we are supposed to be focused. It's the pre-market. You can't trade. He had a good point. You can't trade options anyway. So really, it would be better if we could kind of keep the conversation narrowed down to trading shares and the call outs. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That was the JP interaction. The Deviate girl had to do with, I guess, just him calling into question her strategy, and that's a personal thing, right? So
that was something
everybody's got their own approach.
Well, and even Deviate was like, let's kill the conversation and let's get back to trading shares, or she was trying to do call outs, you know what I mean? So
right.
Yeah.
Because we got a lot of new people in here that come in to learn, and if we taking up a lot of time with personal stuff or stuff that don't even matter in the morning, that matters in the regular market, I think it just takes away from the group, because we all adults. Yeah, we all adults, and everybody got something they want to say, and I understand, but we probably need to focus on
trading shares.
On shares.
Looking for runners and watching L2.
Yeah, we should always be mindful that when we're having even a one-on-one conversation, that it's in front of a whole bunch of people.
Yeah.
And if you were at a party and you were having a conversation with one person, but you knew everybody was around, you might want to bring them into the conversation, right? Otherwise, it's kind of rude. So we just have to kind of be mindful. And Nate's is a very good point. There are different people at different levels of expertise. Yep. And when people start talking about things that are outside of the core training that coach offers, that makes coaches' head spin, because it means that these people that are doing the coaches' videos and they're learning are suddenly being thrown these curveballs they shouldn't have to deal with. They should just on the training, focus on the core stuff, and let's not talk about the big fancy stuff, because that's not the forum for that.
Yeah, and I just know that a lot of them that are watching videos, and believe me, I've watched those videos 100 times. They are very good videos, a lot of information. But when we are in there in the morning, if they got questions and they can't get a question answered because we just got so much going on, that we they can't get a question in. I know it's kind of, it's just
frustrating.
Yeah, it's frustrating to them, and because we all want to learn.
Yeah.
We just need to be careful.
Ralph, Dawn sent the link. It's in the chat. Go to the YouTube and scroll up on the YouTube chat. Dawn sent the link to get in.
I will repost it.
And Ted, I ain't gonna say much about it, but if we get to that point, I would appreciate if somebody kind of curve the noise down a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly right.
Yeah, I just go mute on everybody myself, but
and I was frustrated, Nate, because instead of listening to you, you went out and you made $1 off of a stock trade, which is why we're all here.
Yeah.
and there's a time to talk philosophy. This is a great time to talk philosophy. You want to talk philosophy, come to the afternoon show, or even do it during lunch. But when everybody's like there for a reason, I mean, we're not here as social as we are. This isn't a social club. We're all here for a purpose.
And he gracious enough to allow us to be on there that time of morning, because he could easily cut it off. I mean, he could easily say, you know what, y'all ain't learning nothing. Let's just cut that out and move to the regular morning. So
right. And then he's given us this platform to be able to have those kinds of conversations where we can just kind of do it in a more relaxed atmosphere and not in the middle of trades.
Right. That's right.
Ralph's going to
right.
the high test cigarettes here. No vaping for you today, huh?
You just missed Cox.
It's just, listen. I saw Cox up in here. I had to come on in here because, you know what I'm saying, Cox be kind of...
Because everybody
on and on. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody know that
the beat don't stop until the break of dawn.
Yeah, that coach will show you the door, so
he so will.
Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
I don't want to see nobody shown to the door when it could be averted, So
that's why when I hear somebody leading people down the wrong direction, I try to nip it in the bud. But if they keep on going, coach probably gonna show them the door. You know what I'm saying? I can't save you after that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If I could wave a magic wand, can we just wave a magic wand so that nobody says, "Can I ask you a question?" Hi, can I ask you a question?
Right.
Go, net it out.
That's just
See,
it.
and that's one of the things that we do that's different in the free market that doesn't really happen in the afternoon, because it really can't, because there's a hell of a lot more people in there. But we never really did, and Ralph and Nate and those guys were obviously in there way before I started coming. I think I started coming about a month and a half, 2 months ago, really, really early. And it's a very laid back forum. We don't raise hands. We leave the mics open and we just kind of talk and try to be mindful not to talk over each other until there's a rogue mic. And then that's why we even had to bring me in as a moderator so we could shut that down. But it wasn't to police the conversations. But now it's getting to where everybody's talking all over each other. And Bruno had to come in and shut the shit down this morning. You know what I mean? Because there were just so many people just talking back and forth and not really respecting, just we're here. You know what I mean? So hopefully it doesn't go that way, but
that's true.
It's a work in progress too. It's a work in progress. This whole group is still a work in progress.
This is how I look at it. Like, all right, if somebody asks a question, right, and I don't like to misconstrue things, when somebody want to answer, I try to give them the facts, plain and simple. Pre-market, there ain't no stops. I ain't gonna tell nobody it's just like a stop, but you scrag it up. No, it's a limit. It's a limit sell. Limit buy, limit sell. That's the only way you can get in and out, right? And then as far as just, suggesting that somebody might want to buy this and buy that, hey, we don't do that. Go do your own research. Long-term, short-term, we don't tell people when to get in trades and all that. And then on top of that, if you're going to just be asking somebody, just make sure you have the facts. You're stepping up and don't even know if it's right. And if I know for a fact you're giving bad information, I'm going to shut it down. especially if you suggesting somebody break rules, right? Well, I don't want to see nobody get hurt.
But you want to be tactful, Ralph, because you may be absolutely correct, but you have to read the room. There are 400 people that are watching, and how we interact with each other is really important. Right. Even though you are right as rain in terms of what you're trying to communicate, you have to be careful that you don't come off as condescending or preaching. And that's my only comment from this morning is I think Deviate responded, and by the way, we're all human. We all will be defensive, and I hope that this is taken in a real constructive way. I'm trying to put on like a third party observation of what happened this morning, and I could tell, reading the room, I could tell that Deviate Girl got defensive. And again, what your stretch goal should be, I think, is to try to find a way to couch that kind of guidance with her in a way that doesn't come off as you're telling her that she's not doing it right. You know what I mean?
I wasn't telling her that she wasn't doing it right. I was just telling her she can't just be telling people what to do. That's it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, and I also get what saying. There's a tact. We have to have a tactful way of doing it. Still do it, but do it in a tactful way where it's not as offensive. Maybe you know what I mean.
But I cussed her out or something. I didn't cuss her out. She came at me like, "How am I the bad guy?"
Well, what happened was you doubled down.
We don't tell.
See, like right now, you're getting defensive. See, don't get defensive. We're just trying to tell you. But you know what? Here's the thing, Ralph. We have to go with Ralph's personality. Ralph is not that tactful guy. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So maybe type it to her in the chat so that it doesn't get heard by 10 million people. Maybe direct message her in the chat with it. So that way you still get it all.
My advice is don't double down. If somebody gets defensive, just say, I'm just giving you feedback. That's all. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's just move on.
Double down. When he got defensive, you doubled down, and that got her even more. That was my read. So let's move on.
Right. Because I don't break laws and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I just want everybody to be happy.
And Nate,
learn from each other,
Yeah.
Yeah. Nate is here suffering all the fools gladly. Thank you very much.
No, I just muted everybody myself.
I know, and we missed out on your expert tutelage.
So I was like,
and Mark McSee, poor guy, completely just disappeared. I mean, I guess he just said the hell with it and dipped out. You know what I mean? Because normally Mark's pretty vocal in there.
Yeah, we probably had a couple of them that did dip out because
I dipped out till I couldn't take it no more.
Yeah, it was a lot of chatter going on, but we just gotta be mindful that it's a lot of new traders in there.
Exactly.
They ain't trying to learn from the chatter because they trying to learn how to trade.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Absolutely.
I think Funny Baby is a really good idea. I mean, with a little bit of training, coach can just say the first hour is going to be trading only. Mm-hmm. We will do questions and answers. Raise your hands and put your questions into the queue. That might be a way to, at least during that first very critical moment. So that's not a bad idea, Funny Baby.
Funny Baby said, I can't imagine when it will be good over 1,000 people in the morning chat. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it'll be stupid. Yeah, if we don't get it under control now, it'll be crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Funny Baby said simple resolution earlier than that. Don, Funny Baby said simple resolution. Just have a Q&A session.
Yeah.
I don't like all that. I think I'm gonna just, I don't know. I'm gonna just.
But here's the thing that I struggle with too, because it's a trading group, but it's also a stock market education group. Yeah. So a lot of times I hear people kind of getting shoved to the back when they have questions. It's like, okay, wait till after this time. Then, okay, I'll tell you what, wait till after this time. when is there a good time to ever even ask a question? Now it's like, okay, pre-market.
Thank you.
Now wait till after, so when is it
What
a
is
good
the
time?
madness?
That's an
Yeah,
excellent
when the
idea.
madness stop.
If we have a designated time for Q&A, that would probably alleviate a lot of that.
Yeah,
So
but
yeah.
Don, to that point, I think we know Coach's personality. He likes the riff. He likes the feedback.
Yeah.
How hard was it for you when nobody was coming into your room, where you were having to talk extemporaneously for, it's
it
hard.
actually wasn't hard because I like to talk.
Okay.
I had it all planned out. I'm like, okay, if nobody comes in, I'm going to go on this rant because I want to say this. I've been meaning to say it. So I used it.
I think Coach has said in the past
I'm a YouTuber.
Coach doesn't want to shut that down because those are the moments where he can teach, right? So if he gets the question, I think we just answered it. The great news is Coach watches these videos, so he'll
hear this.
He'll hear this and consider it. But I think he said in the past that he doesn't want to shut off the hand raising because the hand raising gives. I mean, you saw it today. He did a master class, and it was just because somebody had a great question at a great time, and he went down and drilled down into that topic.
Yeah, but I don't think we said shut down any questions, but just like have a designated time where there could be some Q&A as well. Not Coach's time, because Coach is gonna answer questions. You know what I mean?
Okay,
if he can't answer it, he's always able to say, "Well, I can't answer that right now." So
No,
yeah, not during Coach. Yeah, no problem. I think that if there was some time that maybe. I don't know when it would be, but that is a really good idea. You know what I mean? So.
Well, we get enough of them doing the pre-market. I mean, it's a lot of questions.
That's true.
Yeah. So
look,
I'm thinking I'm gonna just let y'all deal with it. Just do my own thing.
Okay, I'm gonna have to one.
Very crypto, I think.
Joey Crypto.
And we have that if Coach is in the middle of a trade, let him trade.
Right.
That's crypto.
That's weird.
Ralph, say something.
That's not mine.
Nate, say something.
Hello.
You're the.
Oh, it's Nate. It's Nate. I just muted Nate.
See, whenever.
Okay, so Nate, I muted you, so I know you can hear us, but we can't hear you. You've got YouTube turned up to the point where anytime we're saying something, we're hearing it feed right back to us. So yeah, you might want to turn down your phone or whatever you got with YouTube.
You got both apps open. You got the YouTube app.
Yep.
It's funny because when we out with Tina, if the person talking doesn't echo, then they're the guilty party.
Right. But that wasn't just happening, so I don't know. That's weird. That's a new name. Oh, no, it's not. JD. I thought it said JD. Huh? Arlo said, what? Is she coming up? You coming up, Arlo?
Yeah,
Arlo, my girl. What's up, Arlo?
What's up, guys?
What is happening?
What's going on,
JD?
Jake?
Hey, I'm having a little bit of technical difficulty with this new camera I got, so forgive me on that one. I'll try to get it fixed as soon as possible.
Okay, no problem. Thanks for letting us know. You've come up here with your camera plenty of times before, so yeah.
For sure.
If you got a technical issue, we can excuse that tonight. How you do today?
Okay, today was my second day of live trading. It wasn't a lot. It was only 10 shares of, what was the hot stock yesterday?
VVOS?
That's it. Yeah, I jumped back in it today, and yeah, I did pretty good. I came away with another 10%.
Nice.
Yep.
Good job.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
But we also still hear ourselves echoing.
I got it down real low.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you in your car?
No, I'm at the office.
You're sounding better now. Whoop, no, put it on mute. Go to the YouTube.
I'm not on the YouTube. I'm on my phone, I guess.
Huh.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So you only have it on on your computer, not on your computer and your phone?
No. I'm gonna turn it down some more. How about that?
Hello. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
You know what, Nate? Maybe go out and come back in.
Yeah, maybe that.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye. Come back.
Bye.
Joey Crypto, how you doing, honey?
Good. How about you?
Good. Did you do okay today?
I didn't do any trading today. I did it first thing in the morning. I tried to get it on Apple.
Yeah.
And then it just dumped on me.
You know something? Apple clued us in today. I don't know if you guys noticed, but when it started dropping, the first thing I did was I went out to the 15-minute candle. I remember it was 9:51, and I thought, okay, 15 minutes has gone by. Let me check the candle. It was a huge red candle, and then it had a backup smaller red candle. So that right there told me Apple was most likely going to be down for the day. But let me ask you this too, and Ted, maybe you can answer this. I noticed that the wick went past the pre-market high, which means at some point that candle at some point was past the pre-market high. You know, so
that's what I thought, and I jumped in it, and I'm like, oh boy,
and then it went down and it's pretty much stayed down for most of the day. But I'm like, that's kind of like a contradiction because it went past the pre-market high, but it was red, and the first 15-minute candle was red.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah. So I guess I'll ask Coach about that. Ted, is that just are you there, or is that a fake picture?
No, I'm here.
Do you know that answer, or can you help me with that?
What's the question?
Okay, so the first candle for Apple, right? It shot up past the pre-market high, but the first 15-minute candle was red. So the fact that it shot up past the pre-market high and immediately came back down, but the wick was still sitting over the pre-market high. You know, if that were you, how would you play that? Would you think that it's going to be up, or?
Let me.
What y'all talking about? What stock was it?
So you're talking about
Apple.
Pre-market is in that big wick. Then it opened up and did another big wick. But you know what? That's kind of a little bit like a doji.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a huge doji, right? Like a gravestone.
So what I would say is that's kind of neutral. And it is leading down, so it is lower down. So you would suspect that it's going to go down.
Yeah, the first 15-minute candle was red, and then the one smaller next to it was red. But that shot up past the pre-market high. So I don't know. That was weird. I'm like, okay, so is it going to be up for the day, or is it going to be down for the day?
So I've got to reboot my trading view because something about the memory that I don't get the EWO. Let me take a look at the EWO real quick.
Yeah, I jumped in it, and then it just dumped on me, and I was like, okay, I'll remember not to ever do that again.
Well, first of all, it's really tough to trade that first candle, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't mess with the first candle.
So this was, okay. So I'm sorry. This was at the beginning. I was looking at the wrong thing. Are you talking about aftermarket or?
As soon as the market opened.
As soon as the market opened. If you go to the 15-minute and look at the 15-minute, it shows the first 15-minute candle in the volume was red, right? And that first candle on the chart was a huge red doji, which means at some point it had shot all the way up past the pre-market, that immediate pre-market high that was right next to it. And
no, I'm in the. Okay, hold on a second. Jesus Christ! Sorry.
oh, okay.
It's for some reason I'm way off into the past.
While you're looking for that, I'll tell you guys, I jumped into a trade today, and it was set up perfect with the VWAP, right? So I said, oh man, this is going to be good. I saw a giant candle punch right through the VWAP, and I jumped in right when it came back down because it was the second candle that formed, and it didn't touch the VWAP line coming back down. I said, oh, this is going up. It went straight down after the second candle. And so I held on, and it went almost back to where I initially jumped in, and it stayed there for the next hour and a half, just up and down, up and down, up and down. It kept punching right to VWAP and straight back down. Eventually, it shot up to the number that I wanted. It was like 4 hours later. But today was one of those things where I set it, I had my stops, I was fine, I let it run, it hit, but man, it was hard continuously going back and looking at it and seeing my hopes being squashed. And I was like, oh, I need to get back to work.
Yeah. Forget that hopium, man. Forget that hopium.
I was like, I need to get back. I need to forget about this. Just let it run its course, you know? Because at that point, it went high enough for me not to lose anything. So I wasn't at a loss. I just let it run. It took like 4 hours. It was rough for me today.
I kind of lucked out with Robinhood because I happened to catch a stop break. And I had set my stop and just kind of forgot it. When Coach suggested that we get into one $50 contract, I took his advice. And I waited until Apple broke 189. And I remember when he was saying, everybody chill, don't you touch it. And I waited. And then when it got to 188.88, I think is when I got in. And, you know, it was so funny because I thought, okay, yeah, it's dropping, it's going down. It went into the 60s, and I went on ahead, and I think I paid $45 for that contract. And I was willing to lose about 15, 16 bucks on it. So I set a stop limit, which you have to do in Robinhood, for 32 cents. I said, okay, I don't want it to go past that. And I let it go for the day. I wasn't going to watch it. I didn't want to watch my P&L. I just wanted to focus on the trade and take care of some other stuff. And I came back to it at some point this afternoon, and literally my average cost was at 28 cents, and it was negative like $16, $17. And I thought, okay, what happened to my stop? Why didn't it stop at 32 cents?
Yeah.
So I just happened to catch it pretty much before it took the whole $45 or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so I never walk away from my stops. I usually don't do that, but today I did it for a little bit and came back, and it had broken my stop, and I'm glad I caught it when I did because it was only a couple of cents past where I actually had set it for.
Oh, okay,
you know?
Gotcha. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but that happens. That happens, dude. Yeah, that's crazy, you know?
Mm-hmm. You know, the last couple of days I've been really motivated. I've been silently stalking Nate, just listening to what he had to say. And I'm to the opinion where I know you said you're going to be the next millionaire here. I'm going to say I'm going to be the one after you.
Let's do it. Let's line it up.
I'm trying to learn, and I'm going to try to do as many micro stocks as I can with the funds that I have right now. So we'll see.
Good idea. Just to at least train on some shares, you know what I mean? Instead of trying to go all in with options and things like that. I wish I had done that initially, you know what I mean? But I came in just knowing how to do options, oddly enough. That was what somebody taught me a couple years ago, and I had only done it a couple times. Right. But I made up my mind at the beginning of the year that I wanted to trade for a living to make money. And I found Coach on TikTok. I was trying to grow my TikTok channel, and I was going out looking at other creators and found Coach that way. And all of a sudden, I lost interest in TikTok and got interested in Coach. You know what I mean?
Man, his positivity is so, it attracts so many people, because you can tell he's coming from the right place, and that's why we're all so behind him on this, and we're all helping each other out so much. So I'm so happy to hear everybody winning, and it makes me so proud of you guys. Really.
We're proud of you too, man. Thank you
for
coming and being such a big part of the group.
This is really possible. I see these people doing it.
Yeah.
Can I tell you the first thing I heard from him on TikTok? Because that's where I found him. I was flipping through, and I hear, "Listen to the sound of my voice and no one else's." And I was like, "What is this guy talking about?" And I was just watching him, and I heard everybody start yelling, not yelling, but saying what they were doing. They were doing the call outs, and he was like, "Yes, yes, yes." and I just let it run for the day. But when he said, "Listen to the sound of my voice," I was like, "All right, let's hear what he has to say." You know?
Right.
But that was the first thing I heard from him.
Wow. Yeah, you'll hear him say that from time to time for sure. Listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that you've heard my story, how I got into the group, but I was going through TikTok and had seen Coach a couple of times over the course of a couple of weeks, and just found myself getting intrigued listening to him for 10, 15 minutes at a time. I couldn't turn away from him. And I'm like, let me get on with my day. And then I'm like, oh, there's that guy again, where are these people that he's talking to? Are they in there with him? Like, what the hell's going on?
Right.
Who are those people? And I remember wanting to be one of them. I'm like, I want to talk to him. I want to ask him questions.
Yeah.
So I started watching him, and he was doing pre-market setup at that point. And he was doing it live, and I had $100 in my Robinhood account.
Okay.
And it was 200. I think it was 150. No, it was 110 a month or something like that.
Okay.
I think, but in any event, I got in a trade based off of just listening to him in that moment, and I was able to double my money.
Ooh. Okay.
And I made a couple $100. So I said, you know what? I'm going to take this 110 and go right now and get a monthly membership. I want this every day.
Right.
And this was January 14th. And I've been in the group ever since, every day.
Wow. That's really cool.
Glued to it.
I really want to be able to spend as much time as I can with all of you. It's just really hard because I'm on the West Coast, like Ted. But I get up at 3 to try to listen in as much as I can, and then I go straight to work. And I'm a mechanic, so I have a lot of things going at the same time.
Yeah, no doubt.
A lot of loud noises, so it's kind of hard.
Yeah, I would imagine it would be hard to do this and work on cars or run a shop at the same time. My family does that up in New Jersey, so they're constantly busy. People are coming in and bringing their cars in. And I wouldn't be able to do it.
I think I got multiplied on the screen.
What in the? Okay, hold on.
That's cool. It's fine with me.
You're in here twice. Hold on, let me get you out.
Okay, cool.
There we go. Yeah. So yeah, but
go Fins.
We're definitely glad to have you in the group, man. It's a diverse group, and that's one of the things that I love about it. It's an extremely diverse group. We got all walks of life. We got millionaires, we got doctors, lawyers, like Coach said, A-list movie actors. We got people who can't even afford to pay attention in the group, but they're in the group every day, and they're putting their time in, and they're listening, and they're learning.
Right. Yeah.
So And Coach, I love that about Coach, because Coach talks to everybody, because he's come from all of those walks of life. This is not Coach's first go round with being a millionaire. If you've heard his story, he's been a millionaire before.
Right.
So this is not his first go round with it. It's like something he always talks about. He came from Flint and all that, but Coach also has been a millionaire before. So he's seen both sides of the fence. He's seen being the broke. He's seen having the money. So he's got such a wealth of knowledge just in life experience, not just trading, but in life experience, that makes him such a good motivator as well as a trainer. You know what I mean? And I think the motivational side is what draws people into him even more so than the training. You get the training and you love it and you're into it, but the way that he manages to capture your heart, your mind, your spirit, and make you want to do well for yourself. And then on top of it, he's got the skills to teach you how to do it on top of that. So, I mean, it just makes for a good mix. And that's why people flock to him and why they stay with him, you know?
Right. Yep.
So, and those that move on, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if somebody's become a millionaire and they step away from the group to live their life, you know what I mean? Then Coach is proud of that. You know, he's got to be, because he created that. He helped them create a life for themselves that they can now go on and help somebody else, you know, or go live a life that they've never imagined living before. Like Jimmy. Come on, man. Jimmy bought how many acres in Montana? He's got a whole stereo system out on a lake where he can do fly fishing. He probably,
cool.
You know what I mean? He probably
That's cool.
dreamt about doing that. And now he's doing it because of what he learned from Coach.
That's pretty awesome.
Nate was in here saying he goes on vacation every month with his wife, you know? Cool. So you can't beat it. You can't beat it. But I tell you what, it also helps when we get our minds right. You know what I mean? Like I was saying in the beginning of this, because just like it's so cool to have the money, what happens when you lose it?
Right.
You know what I mean? And the fear of losing it causes people to lose it. You know, if you know anything about psychology, when you focus on something so hard and steady and with conviction and intent, you bring it into your existence. Well, if you have a lot of fear, especially fear of losing money, especially fear of losing money in a trade, guess what's going to happen? You're going to lose money in a trade more often than not, because that's what you're focused on doing, you know? And if we learn to focus on just, hey, just like I get in the car, I put the key in the ignition, or I press the button, I put my foot on the gas, and I drive and I go. It's very methodical. I don't have to think about it. Trading needs to be the same way.
Right. 100%.
EWO strategy, second candle bigger than the first, check. It's above VWAP, check. It's in an uptrend, check. Okay, small position size. Let's go find a small position size and get myself about 2 or 3 contracts. There's one affordable that's not going to make me nervous. Check. Get in. Period. Done. Mm-hmm. Why are you hemming and hawing? Should I? How much should I put in it? No. Stop loss. Done. Trade. Check. Boom. In. Okay. Now,
if trade doing that.
You know what I mean? If I can go watch a TV show and get check. Okay, cool. Trade still going in the direction it's supposed to be going. Oh, okay. I see it pull back, but it went back in the direction. Okay, cool. I don't need to check my P&L because I know that it's going where it's supposed to go. Right. At the end of the day, my P&L should be to the upside.
Yeah.
If it's not, I had a stop limit in there that kept me from losing a ton of money.
Bingo.
Mm-hmm.
Period. It needs to be that mechanical. It doesn't need to be emotional. We need to make it just as robotic and stoic as just driving our car to work.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know? So when we get to that point, nope, and don't cherry pick it. If everything lines up, then get in the damn trade. You know? Yep. And when we get it that methodical where we're not thinking and getting emotional about it, then, and also not staring at it helps you get not get emotional. If you're, why is that candle? Oh, why is that candle doing that? Come on, dude. Come on, pull up. Or go down. You know, we're standing there like, wow, why are you doing? Watching it is what's making us do that. If we put that aside. You know what I mean? And go off and do something else. Check back on it. Make sure everything's where it needs to be. Okay. Let your money be your employee. Let it work for you.
For sure.
You know, you put it in now, do the right things and trust that it's going to do what it needs to do. As long as you did what you needed to do on the front end with studying and learning how to get in these trades and how to stay in them, then trust that your money's going to work for you and be that good employee and bring you some profit.
That's right. I'll tell you this. I've only done a few trades, but every single one of them has been on the EWOW, and every single one of them has gotten me profit. Maybe not a lot because I'm in small right now. I'm just barely starting to actually use real money, but I'm trying to take all the emotions out. Like you said, I'm using the system. I have not lost.
It works.
It works. So
it
like
really does.
I'm taking my time. I'm learning. Eventually I'll add more money to it and, get more, because I'm actually doing stocks. I'm not into options yet. But either way, like I said, I'm going to follow Nate. I'm gonna go his route, and I'm gonna be the next millionaire after you.
Well, cool. Love to have you. Yeah, I'm gonna be number 9. There's no doubt. I'm manifesting that. You know what I mean? And it's so crazy too, dude, because I know like the back of my hand that is what is gonna happen. Right now, I have to admit, I'm in the, you're just bullshitting yourself phase, only because I haven't seen the success that I want to see. But mentally, I know that if I keep focusing on that, and if I do the things that I'm talking about now with staying focused on the process, it's inevitable. Whether I'm number 9, number 10, or number 15, it's inevitable that the profitability is going to be there. You know what I mean? And we're all going to have that. All we got to do is learn how to focus. Watch those videos. If you need to watch them 20 times, watch those videos and listen when coach talks, and we'll be there. We are so blessed, dude. You know how many people wish they had a millionaire take them by the hand and say, hey, come on, let me show you exactly how I made this money.
Right.
So that you can do it.
Yeah. It's really cool, man. I'm enjoying this group. I like listening to Ted's information. He's really, he really does give a lot of information. And Ralph,
yeah, Ted's really knowledgeable.
I like how you're focused on exactly making money when you're in it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's it.
Present moment. You know, it's so funny. The book, The Power of Now, that book focuses on teaching people how to live in the moment. And we listen to Trading in the Zone. We listen to The Disciplined Trader and things like that. But you go outside the box and listen to The Power of Now, because that book trains you how to live in the moment, which will help our trading tenfold. That's really what Trading in the Zone is all about. How to trade in the moment and not trade in your head.
Yeah.
Most of us trade in our head. We're trading with what we want to happen and hoping will happen, instead of actually looking at the screen and trading what you see. Yeah. And if you don't know what you're looking at, then that should tell you something.
I just got that book, by the way.
Did you?
I sure did.
So which one, Trading in the Zone or Disciplined Trader?
No, the power. What is it called? The power. No, The Power Now. Yep. The Power of Now.
I'm telling you, I don't read because of my eyesight. I listen to the audiobook. I must have listened to it 8 times, and I listen to it when I'm sleeping a lot. I'll tell you why. The subconscious mind that's what rules everything. And your conscious mind, the one that we use every day to get around and brush our teeth and everything, it's a gatekeeper. It I can't say that word. It blocks.
Right, it blocks. Yeah.
It will not let information through that it does not deem worthy to get through the subconscious. So you have to trick it and wait until it's sleeping, and that way you feed your subconscious. And once it's there, the conscious mind can't do nothing about that.
Yeah, no. I'll tell you something. When I was in the Marine Corps, it was the first time I saw when there was one. Let's say there was an order to do something, right? And there was 30 Marines that needed to do it. It doesn't matter what was in the way. It doesn't matter how long it was going to take, what tools were needed. It happened. It always happened. The mission was always complete. So as the years grew, while I was in the Marine Corps, as the years passed, I should say, I learned to become like, it's automatic. If I think it, it's going to happen because I'm a Marine and that's just what I do. I handle my business, period. And I'm trying to tap back into that because I've been out of the Marine Corps for so long now. But I'm trying to tap into that mindset when it comes to trading and studying and listening and learning from everyone here. It's going to happen. It will happen. There's no question about it. You know what I mean? So,
and guess what? It is happening.
Yep. All this knowledge is so great.
Yeah.
I'll say one thing. That's one thing that helped me a lot with trading, discipline, right there. That's one thing you should tap into, right? Because you know how to follow a set of rules, and then you know one thing, right? You pay coach. Listen, when coach say something, right, and he tell me a different way, I don't question it. I listen. Whatever I move out. That's it. That's one thing that made me, better as a trader is the military because of that right there, the discipline, right? So, I know you know that as a Marine, right? So, somebody from the higher up, tell you to do something, you don't question it. You just move out, right? And you get the job done.
Yep.
You don't ask why. You don't be like, well, what's the purpose of that? You'll figure it out later, right? You just, this is what I need to do. Let's get it done.
That's it.
Right?
Yep. And that's the mindset I try to set up every morning when I come in and I'm listening to the VIP crew is listen and figure out my path and it's going to happen,
Absolutely. And definitely make sure you either listen or read that book or both. Because it will change your life. It helped me get through periods of PTSD where I was dealing with, being a cancer survivor. And I'm a cancer survivor of 20 years. And it was still messing with me. And I didn't know it was. I thought I was fine. But when I started going through some severe anxiety about 10 years ago, I realized it had to be the PTSD. I mean, because everything set me off. If I saw an ambulance ride by me, I would be set off by that. I'm like, why is that ambulance going by me right now? You know what I mean? Is that like the universe setting things up so that something's getting ready to happen so that the ambulance is right? I mean, my mind would go on all kinds of soap operas, all kinds of rants. And when you go through a traumatic experience, especially when you survive something that's like a near-death experience, it's even worse. We all have an innate fear of death, but it's even heightened when you've faced it, So it's like if you table it, it's only just going to keep messing with you in other ways. You know what I mean? So it's so weird that with trading, that fear of death becomes now that fear is turned on to losing money in a trade. Fear, period. Because think about it, what else is there to fear? Nothing.
Right.
But if we would learn how to fear, because it's so debilitating, that's where you're on the right path. Fear needs to be the thing that you need to stomp out, because that keeps you from being your true self. And all of us, I think, would be a lot better traders if we were able to just take fear and put it to the side and get very methodical and mechanical about the trading. If you watch Coach can sit there and in 10 minutes lose $10,000 and not even bat an eye and be back up $15K 20 minutes later.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because fear has not overtaken. Oh my God, I just lost $10,000. Think about what would happen if he just shut down and didn't trade anymore because of that. Number one, that's a $10,000 loss that he's not going to get back because he's not trading. And number two, he's going to continue to take that fear into other things. So it's like, okay, can't worry about it. It happens. It's a part of trading. Let's move on. Let me do the exact same thing that I just did. Let me just do a better job of getting out of the trade or entering properly, and that won't happen. And he makes the money right back. Not even and not only that, he can sit there and make 50K. Let's reverse it. He can make 50K, and he's not pressed. He's like, okay, yeah, 50K, yeah, yeah, I make that every other day. What's up?
Yeah, yep.
and doesn't let it make him, oh my God, 50K. Let me hold on to this and let me not trade ever again because I don't know when I'm going to get more money. No, he just goes on every day. And because of that, he is now a millionaire because it just compiles, because he's made it a process.
Yeah.
Well,
go ahead, Ted. Sorry.
I was going to say, I remember reading a long time ago, fear is an acronym for false evidence appearing real.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this idea, what we do is we weave in just a narrative that has nothing to do with the facts. It's just kind of our imagination running wild.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you focus on the facts, then I think you just have to kind of accept that your fear is self-manifested. It's something that you've created that another person look at the same situation and see it through a totally different perspective.
Yep.
So are they right and you're wrong? Are you right? Are they wrong? And the answer is there is no right or wrong.
Mm-hmm. It's your perception.
Your perception is paralyzing.
Your reality.
Yeah.
And your perception is your reality. Yeah. Yep. I'll tell you one thing. It's funny you said that because this morning, right, Jen and I took a walk out on the back porch and we're like getting some sun in. And, I didn't feel like taking the trash down to the dumpster. So I said, I'll just take it in the morning. So we went out there. And all week I've been feeling this pain right here. And I'm like, do I have breast cancer? It's right where my mind went.
Right.
And I'm like, this is one of the things that Eckhart Tolle teaches you how to do. You have to be the observer of your thoughts, especially when you go into one of those zones. And we have to do this when we're trading. Step aside and don't punish your mind. Dummy. No, you don't chastise yourself. Just be the observer and forgive yourself and simply talk it out. Hey, listen, you know what? I get where you're going there. Right. You know what I mean? Of course, we're not talking. I get where you're going there, and you're thinking this because of what happened to you in the past. But when I walked down to the trash can, I picked the trash up and I threw it in. In the middle of throwing it in, and I realized I had been doing that all week like that with the same arm, I started laughing. And Jen's like, what's so funny? I said, I realize now that I don't have breast cancer. I've been throwing this trash in here the same way all week. That's what's causing the soreness. I just realized what happened.
You're growing some muscles.
Right. And the funny thing is, not one time I let, because of this discipline that I'm in, that I let fear creep in and turn this into something that it wasn't.
Right.
And that was because I'm training myself, and I've trained myself to stop letting fear come in there, and to Ted's point, change it all into something weird. Because guess what? Living with that will end up manifesting something at some point. Yeah. So you got to learn how to cut that shit off, deal with it, and accept it. Like Ted said, you got to accept it. Acceptance is key, because that takes the power away from the fear. If you accept the thing that you're afraid of, like losing money in a trade, right? The fear of it goes away.
Well, I added a link to an article that I thought was really interesting that you would like, Dawn. It's in the Wall Street Journal, and it's basically saying that psychologists are saying that when you go to sleep at night, you can decide what dreams you're going to have. And this is kind of like that self-talk that you're talking about. But imagine going to bed at night and just saying, okay, this is what I'm going to dream. I'm going to dream about having a successful trade and a successful life. That's going to be my dream tonight.
I've done that. I've done that. I've gone to bed thinking, okay, this is what I'm going to look like in 6 months if I go on this raw vegan diet. I've been doing that a lot lately, actually. It's funny you mentioned that.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
that's awesome, Ted. Thank you. Where'd you put it?
It's in the chat.
Okay. Cool.
Boy, I don't like the comparison. Somebody says I look like Marlon Brando for the first.
What? Wait a minute. Hold on.
Marlon Brando.
Marlon Brando's cool, man.
Well, not when he was
I'm
in
stuck
Superman.
on Coach.
Wasn't he like Jabba the
He was
Hutt?
Superman's dad.
I guess
Vito
he lost.
Corleone, man. Vito Corleone.
I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse. Remember the
What are you trying to do my voice for, Ted? That's not how you do the voice.
That's it. That's right. It's like
I'm gonna make an offer you can't refuse. Look. You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding and you ask me to do murder for money. I love it. I love that movie.
Yeah.
Luca Brasi.
He says, someday I may ask a favor of you. The day may never come.
No,
Just
but
totally negotiating. Just negotiating. Oh, here we go.
What about a candle? That was actually really good. Streetcar named Desire.
So many good films.
Okay, you want me to do Garrett?
Yeah. Nate, is that you?
Yeah, I'm going home. I'm gonna get ready for in the morning. It's cold, boy. It's cold outside.
Yeah, it is. It's cold here in Maryland too. So you know, this whole Eastern Seaboard's got that going on.
Okay, everybody quiet for 1 second.
Hold on.
Here it is.
There it is.
Fans. Oh wait, the echo's got to be there.
Okay, hold on. Okay.
Fans. For the past 2 weeks, you have been reading about the bad break I got. Yet today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of this earth. Okay, thank you.
That's pretty awesome.
Y'all are crazy.
Did you guys ever see the Lou Gehrig story?
Yeah.
Never saw it.
Oh, it's so classic, and he's giving the speech to Yank. It's very touching, especially
you
now.
made me want to see it.
Yeah, you should. You're a baseball fan, so yeah.
You
nailed
remember
it,
that, huh? It's
awesome.
so funny. I never really crushed on boys, but I had the hugest crush on Pete Rose.
Really?
I had the hugest crush on Pete Rose, man.
I feel like.
Yeah, he said he was on his way home.
Okay.
Yeah, especially because I was about 7 years old when he went on that home run hitting streak. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, Lou Gehrig?
Oh my God. No, Pete Rose.
Pete Rose. Okay.
Yeah, he went on a
Hank Aaron.
Huh?
Are you thinking about Hank Aaron?
No, Pete Rose, okay. Man. Pete Rose. It wasn't. Well, it was a hitting streak. I don't know that it was a home run hitting streak, but it was a hitting streak that he went on in the mid 70s. And I mean, even if it was a foul ball, his bat would never fail to connect with the ball. And I mean, it was something like 300 hits or some shit. It was crazy. It was like this big thing, but it's overshadowed by all the shit that went down with him. You know?
Yeah, he'll never make it into the Hall of Fame at this rate.
That's crazy. He camps outside the Hall of Fame.
He's 82 years old. Come on.
Hey guys, you guys, I got a quick question. Today's the last day of the month, so we got the month of December coming in. I'm a new trader, so can anyone give me some advice on what the month of December is going to look like for trading?
I'd like to hear this because I wasn't trading last December.
What's the question?
So we're coming into the month of December. It's the last month of the year. So what does the month of December look like for trading? Is it slower? Is it
typically?
Is it normal? Is it slow half the month? What are we talking about?
We're this is an interesting thing, and tomorrow the Fed's. This is going to be kind of, I think, the last time that the Fed can do this bullshit with speeches and stuff like that. because we're now hitting a political season.
Yeah.
And so
yeah.
historically
election
speaking,
year.
the Fed starts to get a little bit quiet because they don't want to appear to be influencing the incumbent president or the incoming or whatever. They just don't want to be in that. So they'll become a lot more muted. So they're kind of trying to get their licks in, I think, before that happens, is what I've heard.
That's going to be good for the market.
I think it can be good for the market. I think if we're, in other political seasons, from October to December through December has been pretty good.
Oh, economically.
Well, no, stock wise.
Okay.
Here's the challenge. We had a really good November. I mean, a really good November.
Right.
So we should expect some ice water on the enthusiasm for the next couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And whenever December came around last year, I was pretty much where you at right now. But I always remember people saying something about they got a Christmas rally, but I was pretty much basically doing what you're doing right now. I mean, I was doing a few little trades here and there, but basically the market was what the market was. And then on top of that, we was kind of like in a bear market, but we was kind of coming out of it. So I couldn't give you much information.
And let's look at it today. Today was kind of a tough market, right?
Yeah.
But it wouldn't have been a tough market if you got in at Tesla when it was at the bottom, or let's see. Well, I mean, I was watching my CRM Salesforce go down, and then it went back up.
Right, I saw that. I was watching it.
So this is the good news. Even in the worst of markets, there could be a Nate stock. There could be all sorts of things that could happen that wouldn't make you feel like it's a bear market or a bull market. I mean, you just have to kind of treat each individual stock it's in its own kind of bubble.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Now, understanding it's influenced by what's going on with SPY, right? Especially if it's tech heavy.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's other stocks out there. It's so funny because I've been reading. You wouldn't know it from our group, and this is the one thing that I think we do. We call ourselves America Dream Trading. Sometimes I feel like we are America Dream tech stock trading. And we should get away from that, because the rest of the market, especially now, if tech goes in a down cycle, we should be willing to look at airlines. We should be willing to look at energy stocks. We should, different sectors have their own bull runs, and it isn't always about tech. So keep your eyes out for, and I said it before, that I think in the months ahead, the Russell index is going to be a little bit, those Russell stocks are going to be a lot more in play, because as we start to hit the nosebleed territory for Microsoft and Apple, all-time highs, people might want to look for other stocks to get those kind of returns. And so this is going to be an opportunity for us to maybe look for those other diamonds in the rough, and it doesn't necessarily have to be in the tech sector.
That's a good point. It's funny you said that too, because I remember 2 years ago when I first learned how to do options, I was trained by a guy on Apple. We just did a few trades and they were Apple trades, and I remember it was trading at about $1.67, somewhere in that range. And I remember the analyst saying that they expected it to hit 200 by 2022, by like January. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, great, this is going to go up. Why wouldn't Apple go up in December? It's Christmas time. Everybody's buying iPhones and iPads and all kinds of earbuds and all that stuff. So why wouldn't Apple stock go up? And it tanked. Like, it didn't like tank, but it didn't do what it was expected to do. So to your point, it probably would behoove us to kind of go look at other stuff, like even oil, especially with what's going on now. You know what I mean? It's a good idea to diversify,
Just
So
make
I'm
sure that if
definitely,
you do that, so here's the caveat on that. If you do that, make sure you're still looking for stocks that have volume associated with them, because you might find that
right.
some of these Dow, they're not sexy, right? If it's not sexy, then there isn't a whole bunch of people investing, and so when you have playing options on those kinds of stocks are really tricky, because there's a big gap between the bid and the ask, and there's not a lot of volume to support, an options trade. So, I mean, there's a method to Coach's madness. When you're in the tech stocks, they're high momentum, high volatility, and that is what gives us these sweet payouts. It's harder to do that with a Ford. It's harder to do that with the industrials.
Mm-hmm.
But it may be something, if this does turn out to be a tech chill pill for a while, it may be an area where it might be a nice and safe place to run for a while tech figures itself out.
That's another thing I like about, Lee, and what Nate does is, they and Coach, first thing they say, what's the news? Trading on news is huge, because it kind of puts you in the arena no matter what's going on if you're trading on news. So that way it'll help you diversify. It's like, well, what's that stock do? I have no idea, but there's news on it, so it's moving.
Oh,
And
Christina needs a link.
let me get that down here. Let me
Mark C makes a really good point that it just reminds me that earnings are great, right? People get a lot of energy around earnings, but when earnings season stops, it hits a lull. And he's using the example of Apple. It's very true. It's probably Apple doesn't really have a lot of news or things to drive up its stock price, so it can do this choppiness for the next month or so until people start to get excited about the Christmas returns, the Christmas results in January. Jordan's talking about the Becky stocks. Oh my God, Ulta tonight. Ulta, and there's a great example. Here's a non-tech company example.
What's
Ulta Beauty.
Oh, okay. You're
Ulta
in those beauty stocks.
No, I wasn't. But I'm really happy because guess what? Ulta Beauty is up 11% in the after hours.
What is going on with the beauty sector?
They reported good numbers, and guess what? Guess what that impacts? Elf is at 2% in after hours because Ulta reported good numbers. So Elf is not on the shelf.
Awesome. I knew you was going to go there with Elf.
And you know I was going to go there. And you know what I'm going to do now?
What?
I'm going to.
Everybody in their car.
Put the Elf on the shelf.
Put the Elf on the shelf.
Trying to get out of the parking spot. Shitty parking lot.
Oh,
Sorry. I know you guys are getting ready to go. I just got out of the doctor's office, so I figured I'd say hey.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
La 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 la. Okay, we're echoing again.
Oh,
I'm gonna have
Yeah.
to Lou Gehrig speech again.
The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. I had to do it. You started it with the Lou Gehrig thing.
Is that better yet?
Four score and 7 years ago.
4 score and 7 years ago.
Did you know that Abraham Lincoln actually had a higher pitched voice?
Like
So in all the dramas, they always portray
Lincoln is having a big, deep voice.
Okay, Mom. I forgot where I
But
am.
his voice was more like this.
Like,
No way.
Yeah.
he has that little voice.
True.
Where the hell am I?
You know, it's so funny. My grandfather. Oh my God, Christina, can you do me a favor?
You gotta mute.
Yeah,
You gotta
I'll
mute
it
it.
down.
We are echoing like
I'll
crazy.
mute it.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh, Todd, that's a good point. People give away beauty stuff for Christmas presents.
Yeah.
But my grandfather, my dad's father, had facial feature. I mean, he could have literally been a black Abraham Lincoln. That's how much he looked like him. He didn't have the beard, but his face looked just like Abraham Lincoln's. I'm like, wow. I would always tell him that. It's so weird.
And,
Did he have a funny
and they
beard?
getting dolled up.
No, he didn't have the beard though.
They're gonna be getting
Bubbles,
dolled up
you
from an employee Christmas
Bubbles,
party.
you're going to the Cowboy game?
Oh wow, lucky.
I am so
Yeah,
jelly.
that's a lot of fun.
You know, I've never been to an NFL game, like actual, like live.
I haven't either.
Yeah, I've always
I
wanted
went
to.
to a Saints
Yeah.
game.
I've been to some Niners games.
Saints, yeah, Saints and Niners are good, man. That's fun.
Jen and I keep
Yeah.
saying we're going to get to a Ravens game one day.
Oh,
So,
cool.
Yeah, that's definitely on the list.
I'll go when the Jets have a winning season.
When I was on cannon detail, I had to shoot the cannon at the Washington game.
Oh, that's cool.
Really?
What their name is now? The Commanders, the Washington football team. The
Oh, yeah.
Okay, is that what we literally, Jen and I just talked about this whole Redskin
Yeah.
thing a couple days ago. So that's their name now, the Commanders?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They still just got a W though. I think they got Commanders on the front though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're Commanders now. They were
Yeah.
the football team. You're right.
Yeah, Washington
Yeah,
football
Washington
team.
football team. Wow, that's
Yeah, I had to shoot
all
the
those
cannon. I was out
years
there
with that
nervous. I thought I
name.
was gonna misfire.
Oh no.
Yeah.
You know, they could have
I
kept
work
the
at in
Indian
detail.
and just called it the Natives.
That's true.
Well, you know,
They still
here's
have
the
the
thing.
Chiefs.
I'm in the camp, you know, because I can speak to this because I apparently have Cherokee blood in me.
I've got Navajo.
You had a blood
So-
transfusion.
So do we want to just relegate our Indian culture to the museums? I mean, I think it's kind of nice to have themes that are represented.
Listen, I gotta tell y'all something. Everybody's
Go
heard
ahead.
about something all the time, but we are in a group where every day we use this system, and you guys are saying wop, 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 and I'm Italian. You don't hear me say nothing. See? You guys know
Oh, I
that,
thought
right?
you were
Wop.
going to go for the song, so that would have been even worse.
Gonna go for what?
And went there.
I went there.
He thought you were like
We're here
singing. He's
wop
making
all day long, but you know.
do
Making
wop,
fun of me?
do wop. If you're making fun of her, she don't like it.
Wop, wop, wop. But you,
I'm not making
Well,
fun of you.
yeah, that's where he was going with it because you said wop so many times. It was like you were wop, wop, look out for wop, bam.
wop, wop, bam, boom. Tutti frutti.
Yeah, but you know what? Yeah, I mean,
Macaroni in a pot.
You gotta have a thick skin. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm one of the
Yeah,
first
like, and who
people to make
cares?
a black joke sometimes. I mean,
Right, I mean, who cares? It's a color of a. I mean,
it's melanation.
I don't
It has
know.
nothing to do with anything
right,
other than
That's
right,
true.
here we,
where
here
you
I
are
am
from
trying
the
to get darker
equator.
all the
You
time.
know?
I'm always burning myself trying to get darker. You know, like, so what? It's a skin color. I don't know what people have big problems with. But that's, people are like that. So whatever.
Yeah. Well,
But
Yeah,
we're all
it's,
whatever.
good.
Everybody's
it's
something, and I try to
geographical
make fun of
thing.
everything.
That's the
I
funny
make fun
part
of
about
everything
it.
equally. Yeah.
That's
And
the
why don't we
funny
just
part.
focus on what we
Exactly,
have in
Uncle
common?
Right.
Which is we all bleed red, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
An asteroid comes and hits us, it's not gonna not hit the blacks or the whites or the
We all gonna die.
Puerto Rican. Yeah,
We're
it's
all
like
gonna
we're all
melt.
in the same boat.
And you know, the other thing is
We all
Martin
came
Luther
from the
King's
same
speech
place.
to
We
me.
all came from the same place.
Yeah.
It's why not just say, let's just focus on the contents of our character and leave it at that.
Not focus on
It's
the
not
things
about
that
the
make
color
us-
of the skin, it's about the
that's us
content of the
being taught
character.
hate. That's us being brought up and taught hate. How to find differences and not like them and focus on them. That's what that's all about.
I'm sorry. I stand corrected. Jet just leaned in and said vegans bleed green.
My dad was as racist as they come. And
but that being said,
I'm sorry.
I think it's important that we also acknowledge that
vegans bleed green.
All right, then we'll give you that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. People should just focus on coming together because we like they say, united we stand, together we fall. You know, like if we are not working together, we're all gonna fall because this government, like everything, it's gonna take us down if we don't all work together. And that's what people need to do.
But I think
they need to realize that they're trying to make us hate each other.
The great lesson that we've learned, and I've learned it through my kids, is that doesn't stop us from having the dialogue and appreciating the bias that exists in our society and the tougher journey that other people have had, regardless of color of skin. Just other people have had tougher goes at it, and so it's really unfortunate. I don't want to come across as saying, oh, it's just as easy as content to the character, because it really is more than that. We really have to take a look at those biases that we've been raised with and get rid of them and learn to, you know, today or the other day we were on the call and we were talking about Disney, and somebody started to go off on a look. If there's anything that we can learn out of this, it's not about being woke. It's just about being respectful for other people's viewpoints, other people's lifestyles, other people's pursuit of happiness, right? And, you know, I've said it before, Don, there's this great word called sonder. And once you look at the world through that lens, that everybody has their own life and their own journey and their own troubles and their own challenges and their own difficulties, as long as we're sensitive to that, and every conversation we have, we'll be in a lot better place.
That's it.
Absolutely, I agree.
How they want.
Anyway, let's move on.
Tread on me. Anyway, let's move on.
Mark, why don't you come in here and talk stocks?
What were you saying, Christina? What were you saying?
I thought he was going to say, come in here and talk shit, huh?
Oh. Is he down there?
As I thought he was saying, hey, Mark. Hey, Mark, why don't you come in here and talk
Mark's
shit?
telling us to talk stock. Why don't you come in here and talk?
Oh,
Mark,
Girl
man,
Trader's going to come and talk stocks.
Mark, we're going to talk, all right?
We're going to talk about God damn it.
Send Girl Trader the link. We haven't heard from her.
Oh, fuck off. Sorry, I'm fighting with somebody on the road beeping at me.
No.
Sorry.
No road rage. No road rage.
Yeah, I bet your Girl Trader doesn't have an echo. Maybe we could
scroll up.
Maybe we could replace Christina with a non-echo.
Sorry, I'll mute. Sorry. I'm trying to be part of the conversation, man. I'll go. Goodbye.
No, I don't go.
Goodbye. Miranda, you can join. Look at you smiling. Come on in here. Miranda, we haven't seen you in a while.
I'm
Come on.
about to stop at the pipe store, so I'll be out in a minute because I got to see my friend in here.
Actually, it's actually about that time.
It's gonna be that time. That car is falling really close behind you there.
No, it's not. There's no car behind
Oh, it was in the next lane.
There was a bus right next to me that was a little too close for comfort, so I went around him.
I tell you what, the other day, Christina,
because I cut him off then. He honked at me and I said, wow.
The other day you put your camera and you were showing the road in front of you, and I got so nervous.
All right, so I'm running the store for a second. So you guys carry on.
All right, if we're not here when you get back, peace out. Have a good one.
All right, I guess we don't have any other joiners. They want to talk stocks. Here's the deal. I made a really bad mistake because I've been talking about IoT, and I said it yesterday, and I made a note to myself. I wanted to invest in IoT. Does anybody want to know what IoT did in the after hours?
What did it do?
So IoT is Sansera. I was sitting there with Bruno, and we were going over, not the hot stocks, but the the companies that were reporting, and I totally skipped over Samsara, which is IoT, up 14%. That would have a huge payout for me, and I knew it. I knew they were going to report good numbers. I just blew it. Missed opportunity.
Hey, you know what though,
that's
Ted?
all it was. That's all it was.
You know what though, Ted? Yeah, I think the brilliant thing is that you're missing is you had the keen eye to see it and understand that something was about to happen. Follow your instincts. Like you're doing great. You know what I mean? Like give yourself props for seeing what's about to happen. And I think we all can learn to do that one of these days. Hopefully we all can, you know, but that's great. You're on the right track, man.
No, I appreciate it.
Thank you, Joseph Alfano and Andrew Gillen for the Cash Apps. I got 2 Cash Apps in there tonight, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Anybody that got any value out of tonight's program, this is how I supplement my income. So feel free to click that button right there in the link in the description of the video if you'd like to donate to my tip jar. I appreciate it. Bucket, what's going on?
What is up, y'all?
What's happening? How'd
What's
you do
good,
today? How
Bucket?
many thousands of dollars did you take from the market today?
I had to work my real job. So I didn't get an opportunity to trade as much as I would like. I listened to y'all. Hold on here. I'm putting in a new background based on tonight's conversation. Hold on.
Uncrustables is pretty awesome.
So so what in the morning, I mean, I didn't even make the morning training session or the start of the open of the market. I had to commit to work because I didn't yesterday. So I came in around lunchtime, and that's, I guess, when it was really good cash secured put time. So I went ahead and acquired 5 Tesla contracts and another 2 NVIDIA contracts in case my NVIDIA is exercised tomorrow. Then this will help me average down. If not knowing what NVIDIA is going to do, right? It's just a kind of a help. So I did that, and then I had to get back to work, but I had y'all in my ear all day. And then at the very end, I just went and scalped Soxel. It was in a channel. I mean, it was doing a lot like Vivos yesterday. Mm-hmm. I'd put the buy order in or put the purchase limit in. It hit it. It immediately go up, cashed out. So I didn't make much, maybe $200. Nothing there. The cash secured puts, I'm not counting that money until I understand what happens tomorrow. But that was another 1,000. So, nice. But we'll see because Tesla. That was really weird. And Ted and I was listening to Ted and Mark talk. Tesla has started skyrocketing, and then it dumped, and then it rocketed, then it dumped. And right now it's down in the aftermarket. So I don't know what's going to happen there. NVIDIA was weird all day while everybody was jumping. There's NVIDIA flat like a pancake. So I don't know what's going on.
By the way, I have to say about NVIDIA, what is it going to 400 or what?
Well, you said that the other day.
I called it.
Right?
It's working its way down.
It might.
It's a gap between like 370 and 3. What is it? It's a gap.
Right now it's like 470.
Right, but if you go back like 3 months, they got like a big gap up.
Yeah.
From the last.
Well, the good thing is what goes down must come up. So if it does go down, that's simply going to provide a good opportunity for people to get in at a better price and ride that shit right on back up because it's going up.
Yeah. So
you know it.
Yeah. The whole overall trend is up. So this is just a channel it's in. That's all.
Yeah. And I looked at the dailies when you made that statement on, and I'm like, okay, I see where she's getting that from. So we'll
it's like
see.
a double bottom, right?
Yeah.
The middle one's up a little bit, so it doesn't count. It's definitely a double bottom right around 405.
Yeah.
And it seems like those runs are about 20 days long a piece.
Yeah. No, that's fair. So yeah.
Well, and to
I
support
didn't
that
have a busy day.
To support that case, NVIDIA doesn't have a high percentage of institutional buyers, and that's not good.
Yeah, that's curious, huh? You would think
at this level there's a lot more retail buyers, and so their retail buyers are much more likely to get chicken out, right?
Yeah, you would think there would be a lot more institutional buying with NVIDIA, especially given the future that, you know, coaches told us about with it and what they have going on. Maybe that'll change though.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see. I mean, worst case scenario, if I wanted to, I could just buy back all my stuff and not worry about getting the stock and hope it tanks and get it at 400 and ride that bad boy up. But I mean, there's options there. It was such a bloodbath today that I'm really glad I didn't get it. I'm glad I was busy because I probably would have done something stupid. I saw where Apple tried to fake everybody out by busting up and then busting down and then busting up through VWAP a couple times. Those would have been contract killers, and then I probably would have been so pissed I would have missed a nice run down. So yeah, I'm kind of glad I missed that. So hey, couple hundred. I'm happy.
Gotta give you the bell.
And we'll see where tomorrow's interesting. To have about 10 contracts expiring, so we'll have to see what's going to go. That should be a very interesting day.
You are really getting that wheel strategy down, man. I love it. I
told y'all today as well. I mean, you want to talk about stress-free? What was funny is as soon as I put in the Tesla, the 5 Teslas for cash secured puts, I literally could have made $300 in like 7 minutes and just cashed out and moved on with the day. But I didn't. I stayed in them. Because I didn't think Tesla would come back down after it went up, but it did. But, you know, we always know what happens with the down day of Tesla, what happens the next day. At least it's static. But we'll see. But, yeah, it was fun. I listened to y'all talking most of the day, walking around with my headphone, my little Aftershocks in. So yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Cool. Well, you sound a lot less stressed. You really do. Since you've been doing that, instead of coming in growling about Apple, you're like, yeah.
Speaking of Apple,
secure puts over here and a few over there. I made about $1,200 a day. Yep.
Speaking of Apple, Don, what did you trade today?
I did the one Apple put for the 50 where I said my stop loss got broken.
Ooh.
Yeah.
You did it. When did you do the Apple put? Was that at the start or when it broke?
I did it at, I don't know what time it was. It was right when Coach called it. He said, wait for the break of 189. And I waited until it got down to about 188, I think it was, 87, somewhere in there, and stayed down there. And then I went on ahead and got an Apple put, and I set a stop loss for 30%. So I just kind of let it run, and I saw where I only got one contract. It was a $45 contract, and I just checked back on it, and I would see that it was up $6, down 2, up 7, down 3, and ultimately at the end of the day, it broke my stop. It ended up I got it for 45, and I sold it for $28. So.
But Bucket, do you recall Dawn saying she was going to do something?
I was.
Oh yeah, shares. Yeah. But
I was wondering how long it'd take him to do that.
I did it because of Coach's urging, though. I did. I'm still doing shares. I'm holding true to that, and I'm not doing shares. But remember what Martin McSee said. If I saw an opportunity, I was going to take it, which I am because I need money. So. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna not do options, but I'm gonna do shares.
I guess I'll let you. I guess I'll live with.
You gonna let me slide?
Then as I couldn't find nobody.
Whoa! I guarantee you, Dawn, if I did what you just did, he would not let it slide. Now maybe that's because you're a big wig Hollywood producer, reporter lady running your own show, and I'm the stupid little guy that lives in Texas. I don't know.
Hey, listen, Bucket.
He's scared of your Hollywood reporter friends and the magazines that y'all read. I don't know.
Oh my God,
Bucket.
But I guarantee you, Ralph would open a can of whoop ass on me. Well, what'd you say this for, Todd? What'd you say this for, Bucket? Yeah, Bucket. Oh, Bucket. Bucket.
Oh my God.
You know it.
You guys are still here. What happened? Bucket, what happened?
Bucket came
See
in.
Bucket. Bucket. See Bucket. See Bucket.
What'd you do,
See
Bucket?
this deal right
What'd
here.
you say?
Right.
I was just,
I know.
Rob, you're getting a
I know your
reputation,
discipline.
man, for being a bit of a bully, dude.
Rob, are you being a bully?
It's not that I'm a
You gotta
bully.
play
It's not that
nice.
I'm a bully. You know, I'd like to bring the potential that I see in people out. See Bucket.
With
you
tough
know,
love.
You know. I know you got the discipline. See, Dawn, we already knew how that was going. I couldn't even get anybody to take that. That would have been an easy bet. They could have just got with Dawn and like, listen, Dawn, if you want, don't even turn the zone on, and we'll split the profits. You know what I'm saying? And nobody wouldn't even do that. So we already knew that Dawn was gonna trade the options, right?
Yeah.
But you, on the other hand, you know.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I'm not saying it was bad. I'm just
gotta
saying,
stay firm.
You know, obviously when you're a bigwig Holly person, you know, she talks to Steven Spielberg, you cut her a little slack. You know,
don't have nothing to do with it.
He don't cut me no slack. He probably gives me more shit than all of you.
True.
Then on the other time, to Don's defense, that was a pretty good drop.
Yeah, well, the problem was, and I'm looking at the Apple right now. I mean, that pullback, it had two major pullbacks. Now, it never went above VWAP.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Dawn, if you were just strategically moving your stop, yeah, you're getting stopped out of that on a couple of those moves.
Yeah.
So.
I got, and it broke my stop. It didn't even stop me out. You know what I mean? I was
really?
sitting there. I set my stop up for 32 cents. I paid 45. I went and looked. The shit was sitting at 28 cents. And going down, I'm like, oh hell no! Let's get in there and I saw where it's next place.
I have noticed, Dawn, on the smaller price contract that Webull sometimes doesn't have the immediacy to close my contract. I actually saw it this past week on a 35-cent contract, and I had like a stop at 28 cents or something. Let's just use those as an example. It went to 31. The next thing you know, it showed a little marker at 26, didn't stop me out, then jumped back up to 31, and then stopped me out. It was like, what the hell? So it's
what?
Yeah, it's weird. I get Weebled all the time, and you guys are all giving TJ credit for Weebled. I told you.
Oh well, this one was Robin Hood. So,
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Now
that I'm thinking about it though,
can screw you too.
Wow.
I'm glad I
thinking about it
though.
I'm trying to think. That stop. How you set the stop limit up, though?
I set it
like
up.
You put it.
Yeah, I did.
Well,
you know how Robin Hood does. Yeah, I did the stop limit for 32, and I put the stop at 30. So.
Oh, it's supposed to catch that then.
I'm like, what's going on?
Catch it.
I put the stop at freaking 30. So I'm like, okay, Robin Hood, you know, you won't get that $45. So
because you know what that stop limit is, like it trigger one.
Yeah,
but it's supposed to catch that though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, sell it at 32, and you know, definitely stop at 30. You know, if it's good. Mm-hmm. And it was at 28 cents when I checked it. I'm so glad I checked that, because I would have been so pissed off if it had taken all that whole $45, dude. I'm like, what's the purpose?
Especially if it was bouncing.
Yeah.
Like if it was bouncing, it's supposed to catch it, because like I could see if it just ran straight up.
And it wasn't like it was moving like that. Apple doesn't move that fast. So it's not like it was, oh, sorry, you know, it was moving, or you were literally right at the level. It was so far away. I set that when it was, honestly, it was at like 52 cents, 52, 55 cents, somewhere in there, where I set it for 32 cents. It was nowhere near it. You know, I was right at my entry. So I set it for 30%, thinking, you know, so I didn't go in and move it up, because let's face it, I had one contract. You know what I mean? So it was moving up like $1 at a time. I think the most I looked at, I was at like $7 up at one point. So I wasn't going to break the bank on it. So I'm like, okay, I'll go ahead and do that. But to Coach's point, I should have just moved it up, but I didn't want to get stopped out, like, you know, and if it actually ran all day down, then I could have, you know, maybe doubled my 50 or something like that, but didn't happen that way.
And then the only other choice you have in Robinhood is to take profits.
Yeah.
You know,
it kind of stayed
limits
flat.
now.
It never got more than about $6 or $7 on that contract. It kind of stayed in that channel from 188 to like what, 190 all day long. So it didn't really do much. So,
but that first breakout though, I think the contract
that
might
was
have been
the,
like
that's where the payday
$35 or
was.
something like that. Yes,
That's where the payday was.
Hey,
After that, it
went and looked
kind of
at it.
leveled out.
I went and looked at it. That thing dropped down about $60 from 30. It took like 30 something. It just dropped straight to like 60 something and stayed there for
See,
a
but I
minute.
did a
And
Mark
then next thing you
McC
know,
today.
it
I
just
said,
came up slow.
I'm not getting to nothing before 10 o'clock. Mark, the more he was saying that, the more it resonated with me that I need to be back doing that. And I'm like, I'm not getting to nothing. So I waited. And what was that? No, that's where I looked at the 15-minute candle at 9:51. So, and I wasn't in a trade, so I had to be in there after 10 o'clock. So, yeah.
Hey, for real, son. Hey, if y'all knew out there, that's something. Shout out to Mark McC. Look, if y'all knew, just wait till coach leave and then start trading and see if that improve anything. Like if you struggling, let me tell you, before 10:30 or whatever, that time that shift change, and you can just go back and look at the charts. Like it's choppy as hell. Like this, the first you got the opening range. That's an automatic no if you knew. But then after that, it's still sometimes it'd be like a change of direction, and then next thing you know, things just ride all day, you know. And sometimes it'll be like a little bit more than that. It'll wait till like after lunch, and then it's like the earth will just open up, especially on Apple, and you'll just see it rise. You know what I'm saying? Right, Ted?
Absolutely.
I've heard Ted mention that before.
It all depends. Every day is a different day, but you're absolutely right. Am I the reason for the echo?
No,
I just,
actually
I'm
has
you,
two of them
Christina.
up.
I'll
No,
let you
Christina,
mute yourself.
you're in twice.
Hey, you guys, I gotta go. I gotta start dinner for the kids. So you guys have a good night.
Hey, JD,
All right.
you as well, buddy. Congratulations today.
Thanks, guys. You guys take care, and we'll see you tomorrow, right?
Too. Have a fantastic
Yes,
night,
sir.
dude.
Peace.
Peace and blessings.
Be a next millionaire.
That's right. He called his shot today, didn't he, Ted?
He did. He pointed to the bleachers.
That's it.
That's where I'm going to do it. What's that behind you there, Bucket? The science.
That is the science behind the different colors of blood, since you guys were arguing about the color of blood.
Oh, nice. Shout out to Diesel Dan. Thank you for the cash app.
I thought blood was red. Blood ain't red.
Only when it is exposed to oxygen.
Yeah. So, trying to
blood.
educate.
That's why you have blue veins.
I'm an educator, you know that. So.
Oh yeah, we'll take that education all day.
Yeah.
I know about the blue. I don't know about green blood. I never had. Is that bile?
No.
Green. It is veggie.
Yeah, I put it in for her.
Yes,
but the green is primarily for worms.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So octopus have blue
sense.
blood. People obviously red. Green for worms, and I don't know who the hell has the purple blood. I trimmed it too quick.
Prince.
Prince had purple blood.
Who?
Purple blood, purple blood. Come on, everybody. Purple blood, purple blood. Hey, but human blood isn't always red.
I don't think that most people knew that, Ted. That's a fun fact.
Okay.
When it's exposed to oxygen, it turns red.
When it's coming from the lungs, it's red. When it's going to the heart, Yeah.
Okay, so marine worms, including peanut worms, penis worms, and brachiopods, have purple blood.
Penis worms.
Did you just say penis worm?
I knew Ted
Yep.
was going to say that.
He just said penis worms.
He did say that.
Yes, I did.
What the hell is the
You are an
penis worm?
educator.
I don't know. I just read it on the web.
What is this show coming to?
Well, in
I don't
Whoville,
know.
they
A
said,
conclusion.
in Whoville, they say the penis worm grew 3 sizes that day.
Coach, listen, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry
Family
that it
show,
took
Ted.
this work, that it took this route. I'm so sorry.
Oh my gosh.
I'll leave it to you to handle.
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna have a Ted and Todd talk. So Todd's money asked.
TNT is gonna blow up.
Yeah. So
Question
Todd's
for
money
Bob.
asked the question: is Mark your sole source for the wheel strategy or other independent studies? So my answer is this: it started first on the videos with Coach. Coach has discussed it. Mark just happens to be a current practitioner and a moderator who is very well versed on it. And someone in chat about 2 weeks ago gave a name of another gentleman who does it. So he has obviously hours and hours of videos on it. But he's doing that for the sole source of selling some software. But at least it gave me additional information on things that either Coach or Mark didn't address. So that's how I got into it. But it was primarily Coach first, but it was the practitioner. And if you ever listen to the Zoom, Mark talks about, his cash to procure puts and his calls and stuff like that. And that's where I got it. Yes, Mark Mancini, not Mark McC. Mark wanted me
to have somebody in the group that's actually doing it that can talk to you on a regular basis like that.
Yeah, and help out when you have questions. Like today, it's clear that if nothing happens with NVIDIA, mine are going to get exercised. So if I didn't want the shares, I asked Mark, what options do I have? Well, you could buy it out, or, you could do something else. And then I just thought about it and said, well, at the end of the day, what I could do.
Got it at a cheaper price.
Yeah, I buy another covered or another cash secured put to average down so that the price, because the way it works,
you just start doing
calls on that. I don't want to go into it. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just saying you could just start writing calls once you get the share, just complete the wheel.
No, you can absolutely, but a wheel strategy only works if the stock remains flat or goes up, right? I mean, it doesn't work if the stock is plummeting, right?
Yeah. You need to go up to do the second half of that.
Yeah.
Well,
correct.
Which we know it will.
Is up. I mean, what I'm saying? Down days, up days, whatever way you got to go. You already in the money from accumulating the shares.
But tomorrow night will be interesting, Ralph, because here's the deal. Let's say it closes at the exact same price it is today. At let's say 467, okay? For the premium that this person paid me to buy those, my net price will be 467. Okay? So will this person want to assign those to me, or will they do what I think they may do, which is saying they're really not selling these at 467 because they had to pay me $500, which means it's really 462, right?
Well, that depends.
You know what I'm saying?
What
So
is it in Robinhood or Weeble? Robinhood gonna exercise your ass. But
and that's fine if they do. I'm not worried.
Yeah. I don't know. It depends. I guess you just have to wait.
Yep. Well, and that's why they say.
I just only said that because I heard Robinhood be. I guess they be buying them. I guess they exercise them right away.
Yeah, no, I mean, the first thing I'll do on Monday is see what the market's doing, and if NVIDIA goes up, I'll just start writing cash or cover calls. Like
either way, you'll be fine.
Yeah. No, but I just find it fascinating because, you can average down, I could continue to buy NVIDIA calls or cash secured puts until I get to a number that I'm very happy with. And my end result is I got a bunch of friggin' shares at much better prices than.
At a much better price.
Right.
And here's my thing with NVIDIA. It moves so large, like it goes up by so much. What kind of strike price would you even shoot for that with a cover call?
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm going to find out if I have them.
You got to get the right delta number.
So,
yeah.
And Tesla, I really enjoy. I think I like Tesla a little bit more than NVIDIA just because the covered call or the actual physical stock price just takes a lot of liquidity out. And this is something Ted was discussing today. I mean, one contract requires $46,000. So if you have 5 contracts, you have to have $200,000 sitting in the bank, right? Yeah. So you've got to have a lot of money just sitting there. So, but hey, it's fun. It's interesting.
That's the tough part.
I'm sorry.
Do it in an interesting way. I mean,
yeah.
Mark is well heeled, right? He's got some money to do this, to make it, I think, worth my while. It's got to be like a NVIDIA kind of stock, right? Which is very expensive.
Right.
Well, not necessarily. As long as it got volatility, the premiums will be right, though. As long as it's a volatile stock, it'll have
on a $20 stock, even with I mean, you're not going to get. You'll get a couple.
I'm saying something like AI, AMD. Like AMD will be paying way more than Apple premium.
Well, it'll be a higher premium.
Long as the volatility, that's what make the premium go up on the contracts, right?
It doesn't go up. I mean,
but I understand what you're saying. On a $20 stock, it's not going to be that high, right?
Right, exactly. That's even if
the difference is on a $20 stock, Ralph. You're not doing 5 contracts. You're doing 20, right? Yep. So if you only make $80 for selling or for buying a cash secured put, or selling a put, a cash secured put, and it only gets you $58, and it's a $20 stock. Well, look, at the end of the day, that's only $2,000. You could get 20 of them for just one NVIDIA, right? Yeah. I mean, you could get 20 times $50. Is it still $1,000?
Then depending on the movement of the stock and how it's moving that day, you can just rinse and repeat, buy it back, rinse and repeat.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying, Ralph.
To Ted's point,
I was damn close today to those 4 Teslas that I bought.
Wow.
Just getting rid of them because I was already up like $300. I was like, but I didn't. I wrote it out because they expire tomorrow, and I don't think. Well, I'm hoping the stock doesn't plummet. So
you held it overnight.
The Teslas,
yeah.
The Tesla. I wanted to, Ted. I was really close to, right at announcement when you guys were doing it's delayed. I was like, I'll get in right then, and then that huge red candle came and took about half of the profits away.
Right.
But then I didn't see the huge green candle right after it, and I was like, nah, forget it. So, but I held the Tesla, the cash secured puts. Remember, they're not. I didn't buy any. I was given the money to hold them. So, for tomorrow, we'll see.
Wow.
Another thing that make them contracts
they're down
2%.
So,
another thing that make them premiums go up is the lead up to the earnings.
Yeah.
Like the contract premiums, they get higher.
Yes, they do. What were you saying, Ted, about Tesla?
Tesla's down 2% in the aftermarket.
Aftermarket, I saw that.
So. That's really good. That's really good.
Well, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap it up here.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah. I'm so glad you made it on, Bucket. We missed you.
Well, I was here listening the whole time. I was just eating dinner because I had to work all day, and I used the lunchtime to trade, so I couldn't go to lunch. So I got home at like 4:30, and you were on, and I said, "Oh hell no, I'm gonna eat, and I'm not letting you guys watch me eat." So I listened for an hour while
Bruno did.
Yeah, I know, but I don't have that. You're the Hollywood Reporter star.
Cut it out.
He's the pilot to the rich and famous. I'm just.
I had to go and make groceries. That's why I was late. I had to go run to the groceries. Win Dixie.
That's where I'm off to. I gotta get some groceries in here. So, but guys, thank you so much, everybody that is in the chat. Thank you for interacting with us, and great questions tonight. Great questions. And we're going to continue on this track about talking about trading psychology and the mentality of being a day trader, where we need to be. And, it's long overdue. We got to focus on it, because Ted said it this morning. What did you say? What percentage? You think it's 90%? And then 10% mechanics?
Mm-hmm.
It's mental what we're doing. It'll beat you down if you let it. So you got to get resilient. You got to get resilient, and you got to go into these trades prepared and be robotic about it and mechanical, and stop being emotional about it, and just do the mechanics the way they're supposed to be done, and you'll find yourself being a lot more successful. You got to take the emotion out of it.
And one way you can do that, Don? By getting a set of rules and sticking to that set of rules, right? So if you go into a trade for one thing, don't change it up, right? Go through it, whatever it happens. If you're gonna close it at the end of the day, close. If you got to stop in place, let it hit that stop, right? You don't want to change up, because whenever you go to change and stuff, that's whenever you become emotional. Things don't go right, and then next thing you know, you just now you're all jacked up, right?
You're all over the place.
Yes. So a strict set of rules and discipline is what it takes to become robotic.
And we have that because Coach has provided. We didn't even need to do the thinking for that. Coach gave that to us.
That's right.
So let's use them. Let's use them.
All right, thanks, Don.
Man. Have a good night, and I will see you guys tomorrow.
See you, Ralph. See you, Bucket. See you, Joey.
Later on, y'all. Take care.
Good night.
Bye.
Have a good night, guys.
Later.